All right, good evening and welcome to David Story Field as we join you here right at the start of the national anthem. All right, another rousing rendition of the national anthem, and the national anthem always means the beginning of baseball right here in Longview, Washington, and we'll have that for you. Lineup's First Pitch Baseball coming right up right after this on KDO and YouTube. All right, once again, welcome to David Story Field here at the campus at Florida Columbia College in Longview, Washington. My name is Zach Smolin here to take you through a interdivisional South Division matchup between your Cowlitz Black Bears and the Portland Pickles on a July 20th, 2021. It's going to be a great matchup today between these two squads. The Black Bears come in at 18-17-1 overall, 12-15 in the West Coast League, and 2-1 in the second half. They are tied for third place, just a game and a half behind the Ridgefield Raptors for first, as Portland comes to town 8-12, but 3-3 in the second half. They are fourth and in the South Division and 2 games behind. Actually, I guess they'd be in fifth place because they're right at the bottom, as they lost their last contest against Corvallis. They believe lost 2 games in that set, as the Black Bears won their first series of the second half, beating up on the Yakima Valley Pippins, shutting them out 5-0 and 4-0 respectively in games 1 and 2, before dropping one on Sunday afternoon by a small score of just 2-1. All 3 of those runs were scored by way of the long ball solo shot by Brock Bozette and a 2-run shot by Willie Lejoie. Kyle Sandstrom going to take to the mound 0-0 with a .79 ERA in league play. This is his 5th game, his 3rd start. He has a save and 11 in the 3rd innings pitch with 13 strikeouts, 4 walks, and a whip of just 1.06. Going up against the right-handed batter, Cam Clayton. So Sandstrom is ready. Clayton is ready. Let's do it here in Longview. First pitch is exactly 6:35 p.m. as he misses down and inside, 1-0.
Right on time, 6:35.
Sandstrom, a lefty with a lot of movement. Good strike thrower as he nails the down and outside corner there. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kyle. Kyle, a former LCC Red Devil, was part of their championship teams in 2018 and 2019 as he places that fastball two-seamer on the outside corner, 1-2. And up at the plate right now, Cam Clayton. hitting .288 with 2 doubles and 4 runs batted in. Takes one away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clayton also with 9 runs scored, 17 hits and 59 at-bats, a pair of doubles, and 8 walks for him. He also has kept the strikeouts down, just 9 on the season. As the next one is hit right off the end of the bat and next to the Portland on-deck circle. We'll keep it a 2-2 count. And Sandstrom, again, as we mentioned before, just like the majority of this squad, a lot of guys that put a lot of pitches over the plate, as this is dealt right up the middle. Mortensen comes in, but it's going to dunk in front for a base hit. So leadoff single for Cam Clayton, and just back to Sandstrom's strike throwing numbers. 62.1% of his pitches are for strikes, and 61.3% of his first pitches go over the plate, as we're now going to see Gabe Scoro for the first time today. Scoro is hitting just .203, 12 hits and 59 at-bats for him. And he has 4 runs batted in as well. But as of late, Scoro hitting well. Just had a 4-game hitting streak snapped in their last game against Corvallis on the 16th, or rather I should say his last game against Corvallis. Before that, he had a 4-game hitting streak in back-to-back multi-hit games. Now he comes up with a runner on first. And nobody out. Next one from Sandstrom. He delivers a strike again outside, 1-1. This is a full Pickles lineup for you, as Cam Clayton, the second baseman, led off, and Gabe Scoro out in right hit second. Matt Jew is in left field, hitting third, with the cleanup hitter Ryan Guardino DHing. Leo Mosby is at third base, hitting fifth, as Sandstrom throws over to first, not in time. Jake Morrow is behind the dish and hitting in the 6th spot, with Ollie Arnston, the first baseman, in the 7th spot. Gabriel Arellano is in center field, batting 8th. And rounding out the order, hitting 9th, is Jacob Jablonski out over at shortstop. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes, and this is hit in the air, foul, over on the right side and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the season, Portland do like to run. They have stolen 50 bases in 68 tries. And that is a rate of 73.5%. And Clayton leads the way with 10 stolen bases, so he actually has 20% of his entire teams. As the 1-2, he got him! Strike 3, Kyle Sandstrom places that one right on the black on the outside part of the plate and gets Scoro window shopping for the first out of the ball game.
Left fielder number 33, Matt Jew.
So now we'll get a chance to see Matt Jew here at David Story Field. Jew is having a heck of a season so far. Hitting .295, 26 hits and 88 at-bats, 8 doubles, 2 homers, and 14 runs batted in. As the first offering to Jew is high and away for a ball, 1-0. The left fielder went just 2 for 12, though, against the Black Bears when they were down over in Portland. He scored once and walked once, struck out 3 times. And Sandstrom with a quick pick move. Nothing doing that time. Kyle Sandstrom also made a start down there in Portland back on July 17th with 4 innings of shutout ball. His pitch count just was pretty high. It was up around 80. But he did walk 3 batters, allow 2 hits, but struck out 1. And again, no runs in those 12 outs recorded, as he misses upstairs to Jew now. 2 balls and no strikes. The Pickles today wearing gray jerseys with Portland written across the front in cursive in a navy blue, outlined in an electric lime green. As Clayton thinks about going and instead retreats. Next pitch to Jew is on the outside corner, 2-1. Also for Portland, they have lime green, or I guess pickle green, numbers on the back outlined in the navy blue belts, gray pants, navy blue socks, and navy blue caps with their Portland Pickles logo, with the green pickles centered in the middle, prominently displayed on the face of the cap. As the next one to Jew. Missed off the plate now, 3-1. Sandstrom taking a quick look over at Clayton. He's taking a short lead, but is taking big secondaries as the next one is high and away. So Jew will reach base for free for Ryan Guardino.
Now batting the designated hitter number 45.
Guardino, one of the top hitters on this team, second in batting average, hitting .325, 25 hits and 77 at-bats. He leads the team with 23 runs scored and also with 13 doubles. He has 2 homers, 17 runs batted in, and 23 walks for him. So the right-hander today starting DH from Woolford will try to do some damage with 2 men on and just 1 out. Also comes in with a .481 on base percentage. So Sandstrom in a bit of an early jam here. This will be his last start for the Black Bears this summer. Trying to go out with a bang as he kicks, but then decides to step off, so nothing doing there. Miles Davis in his last start for the Black Bears went 7 shutout, took a no-hitter into this, or rather a perfect game into the 7th and a no-hitter into the 8th. So if Sandstrom can perform half as well, he'll have a start to be proud of today as he nails that inside part of the plate, 0-1. Though Sandstrom has been sensational in his own right during league play. The Ferndale, Washington native again with a .79 earned run average in 11 and now 2/3 innings pitched. So Kyle checks back. The 0-1 is hit in the air, foul over on the right side. No balls and 2 strikes as that's going to clear the fence over there. Waiting on deck is Leo Mosby, and he's been a Black Bear killer. Guardino in the last series was 2 for 7 with a run scored, a run batted in, and a walk. As now Sandstrom double taking back to second. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Sandstrom with his second strikeout of the ball game sends the cleanup man down. There's 2 away for Leo Mosby.
Number 16, Leo Mosby.
And we called Leo Mosby the Black Bear killer because he had 2 walk-off hits, one in the first game on July 6th and the other one on the rubber game July 8th. A 3-run home run the first time and then a double in the last game that scored 2. He was 4 for 9 against the Black Bears with a run scored, 5 runs batted in, a home run, and a walk. So they'll look to try to mitigate that damage. He did not do anything against Sandstrom, though, as the first pitch is on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Mosby, second in the West Coast League with a .375 average. He has 30 hits. That leads his team in 80 at-bats. 15 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, and 27 runs batted in. Both of those totals also lead the Portland Pickles. Nishida keeping Clayton close at second. Here's the 0-1. 2 seam a little low, says home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. 1 ball and 1 strike. Your other umpire today is in the field, Andrew Mervin. Of course, they'll switch spots for game 2 and then revert to today's positioning for Thursday's matchup. All 3 of these games will be at 6:35 p.m. And you can catch them all on KDO and on YouTube, just as you are right now. Or you can come on down to the field. Why not? Get your tickets at CallentsBlackBears.com. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. And Sandstrom delivers the next one. Swing and a miss on the slider. And he's down now 0-2. Callets Black Bears busting out their orange jerseys for the second time in 3 games. Brand new threads. Bright electric orange with Callets written across the front in there. Black Bears block font over in green, trimmed in white. Same thing with the numbers on the back, green, trimmed in white. White pants with a orange, or rather a green stripe going down either side. Green socks, green caps with the Callets Black Bear C in white, and an orange Black Bear filling it out at Sandstrom, trying to get him inside, but missed there to Mosby. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Callets also with some dark green belts. This is a team that strikes out 10 and 2/10 times per game. And already 2 so far. Mosby with 21 Ks on the season in 22 games. The 2-2. He got him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Sandstrom puts 2 aboard, but is able to strike out the side to end of the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the first inning. Black Bears nothing, Portland nothing, and Callets coming to bat. You are tuned in to Callets Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. bottom of the first inning, and a scoreless tie. Cowlitz with their first chance to come to bat, and they'll face off against Alex Giroux from UC San Diego, or the University of San Diego, my mistake. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds, and he's having a great league season, 3-0 with a 1.95 ERA. This is his 8th game, 7th start, and in 23 innings, he has struck out 23, walked 7, and pitched to a whip of 1.13 against the Black Bears. He went 3 innings, allowing 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. As a game, his team would win 5-4, though. As Riku Nishida going to lead things off for the Black Bears, and why not? Let's give you the entire Black Bears lineup here. Riku Nishida, the second baseman, leads off with Brock Bozette at third base, hitting in the 2 spot. Jacob Stinson's in left, hitting third, with Queso Gata, the DH, cleaning up as Nishida takes one high and away, 1-0. Brock Mortensen, whose parents are here today, making a long drive from Southern California. I think they said it was around 15 hours. And Mortensen is the center fielder hitting fifth as Nishida gets over that one and fouls it on the right side, 1-1. Dawson Martin is at first base, hitting sixth, with Toriano Sweet, the 7-hitter, back in the lineup after a bit of some time off with some wrist discomfort. He's the right fielder. Jacob Burley from Brown University catches and hits 8th, with Matthew Schwartz, the shortstop, rounding out the order and batting 9th. That's the 1-1 to Nishida. Way high and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Nishida, including non-league games, hitting .246 this year, with a .413 on base and a .295 slugging. He has 24 hits and 95 at-bats, a pair of doubles, and 7 runs batted in. Also has walked 15 times. That's tied for first on the Black Bears with Brock Bozette, the man hitting behind him. Nishida pinch hit on Sunday's game and drew a walk as he reverses one foul to the left side now. 2-2. The Mount Hood Community College middle infielder, left-handed batter, stands at 5'6", 145 pounds from Osaka, Japan. It's even shorter when he squats down like he is in that batting stance. Here's the 2-2. And again, wastes it, making Giroux work a little bit. We'll keep it a 2-2 count. Now, usually a good strategy in a game, especially in summer ball, is to try to wear down a starting pitcher, but that doesn't necessarily work against Portland. As, again, Nishida splinters one foul, because they have something like 30-odd pitchers on their roster, so they'll just keep them coming at you. But they'll look to try to get some length out of Giroux. He hasn't really given them too much lately. The longest outing he's given them has been 4 innings this year, as Nishida is caught looking and sent down for the first out of the inning. All 4 outs in this ball game today have come by way of strikeout, as Brock Bozette going to step on up.
Number 3 out of Spokane Falls College. He knocked a dinger on Sunday. Brock
and Bozette hitting .255. He has 26 hits and 102 at-bats. 3 doubles, 2 homers, including 1 on Sunday, and a team-leading 21 runs batted in. He's walked 15 times and has an on-base of .365. That's about to go. Oh, I thought that was about to go up. That liner looked like it was going to drop, but instead hustling in is Gabe Scoro, and he's able to make the play for out number 2. I really thought that was going to drop. It had the spin and everything, but Scoro comes on in as Jacob Stinson now up. Stinson hitting .292, 26 hits, 89 at-bats, 14 runs scored, 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 6 runs batted in. Lefty from the University of Nevada, Reno. So the first one to him is a fastball downstairs, 1-0. Give the Portland defense real quick. Matt Jew is in left field with Gabriel Arellano in center. Gabe Scoro patrols the grounds in right. From first to third, we have Ali Arnston, Cam Clayton, Jacob Jablonski, and Leo Mosby, with Jake Morrow behind the plate and Alex Giroux on the mound as Stinson fouls one back. 1 ball and 1 strike. No base runners this inning for the Black Bears. Nishida struck out looking, and Brock Bozette laced one over to the right fielder. These 2 teams battling for crucial playoff positioning, or just a chance to make the playoffs in the South Division. So fouled away, 1-2. It's just the beginning of the second half, so it's anybody's ball game right now. Black Bears are 2-1. tied for third. Just in a game and a half back, Ridgefield and Portland 3-3. 2 games back. As Stinson hits one off the end of the bat and once again out of play. A lot of foul balls early on from Cowlitz. As Stinson now working with the 1-2 count with Case Ogata, the DH, waiting on deck. And Drew rocks, fires, curveball, up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's looking to use that curve as an out pitch, but he's been leaving it a little too high and outside against the lefties. So now since with a bit of a more manageable count as the 2-2 is skied in the air. Over on the first base side, Stinson gets run into by the catcher. And that one's going to drop foul. Stinson is, though, called out on the play on offensive interference.
Well, folks, that'll do it.
And that'll end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. I guess they needed Stinson to run down the line there, get out of the catcher's way. So instead of a foul, he's out. And that'll wrap things up. We go to the top of the second inning. Black Bears nothing, Pickles nothing, and Portland coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO.
American Workforce Group is
We are here in the top of the second inning. A scoreless tie. Kyle Sandstrom back on the mound against Jake Morrow, Ali Arnston, and Gabriel Arellano. Black Bears weren't able to put anybody on base, and we'll try now to hold them back down with this defense behind him. Jacob Stinson making his first start of the season in left. Brock Morrison's in center, and Toriano Sweet back in the fold over in right field. Brock Bozette is at the hot corner with Matthew Schwartz playing shortstop. Riku Nishida at second base, and Dawson Martin making his first start over at first base for the Black Bears. Behind the plate is Jacob Burley, and on the mound, of course, is Kyle Sandstrom. As we can expect all 3 of these games to be low-scoring affairs between the two sides. These are the top 2 pitching staffs in the West Coast League going at it. The Cowlitz Black Bears lead the league with a 2.97 ERA and are tied for first in WHIP with a 1.25 mark. Portland have the other 1.25 mark and have a team ERA of 3.27 as Sandstrom deals and paints that outside corner for a strike 0-1. Sandstrom needed 23 pitches to get through that first inning. Now it's up to 24, and 15 have gone for strikes. A lot of right-handed batters going up against Kyle, but not too big of an issue for him. He can get righties out just as well as lefties. This is lined over the glove of Martin and down the line and right for a base hit. So Toriano Sweet gets to it in a hurry, and that one's in there. And Martin making his first start over there, giving Jaden Shepard a day, although a big height disparity between those two. I mean, nothing Martin can do about that. But about a difference in 8 inches between those two. But Martin, a catcher, very good at blocking baseball, so he's been looking good during fielding practice over at first, as now Arnston squares around a bunt and fouls it away, 0-1. So Arnston, a newer player on the squad, just playing his 15th game for Portland, hitting .206, 7 hits and 34 at-bats. He has a double, home run, and 7 runs batted in as he looks to try to push this runner over. And Sandstrom, looks back and forth. Does a nice head fake, but did not balk on the play as he throws over to check on Morrow, not in time. And for Morrow, this is his first game for Portland as he squares to bunt again, but pulls it back. That pitch was way high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Also with these two teams' pitching staffs, again, first, second, or third in pretty much every category. Portland have only allowed 9 home runs this season to the Black Bears 10. Black Bears are tied for second. Callitz's batting average against sits at .218 as this is a push bunt to first. Martin makes the grab. He's going to dive back over to the first base bag. He got him. Not bad for a catcher. His first start at first base. Martin with the 3 unassisted double play puts 2 outs on the board here in the second inning.
Now batting center fielder number 4, Gabriel Arellano.
So nice grab by Martin. And he steps back on the bag for the double play. And now the first pitch here to Arellano, grounded to first. They're testing Martin out again. He's got it, steps on the bag, and puts him down for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, or 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Dawson Martin ties the record that is held by many with all 3 putouts in an inning. And again, that was just his second inning at first base this season. We're going to go to the bottom of the second inning now. Tie score. The Black Bears coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Bottom of the second inning, Black Bears looking to strike first here in a scoreless tie as Queso Gata, Brock Mortensen, Dawson Martin all coming to the plate. It's going to be righty, lefty, righty against Giroux, who sent the Black Bears down 1-2-3 in the first inning. First offering to Ogata is squibed foul on the left side, 0-1. Ogata is in the midst of a 5-game hitting streak for your Black Bears, in which he's brought his average up to .257, 18 hits and 70 at-bats, 2 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 11 runs batted in. Has a little bit of a defensive swing right there. Gets the ball off the bat over on the right side this time, and he falls behind 0-2. Got it pretty hot as of late, hitting .350 in his last 5 games. As the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Drew gets him upstairs on the change and sends him down on 3 straight pitches. For out number 1, here comes Brock Mortensen.
Now batting for the Black Bears, the center fielder,
and Brock, whose parents came all the way up from Ventura, California, steps on up, hitting .224. 13 hits, 58 at-bats, 7 runs scored. He has 3 doubles, 2 homers, 1 of them against Portland, and 7 runs batted in. Mortensen also with an on-base of .318 and takes one downstairs, 1-0. Martinsen's got some serious power up there at the plate. Also a spectacular glove in center field. As now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Giroux doing a nice job mixing speeds up here early on. Evens the count up at 1-1. Yeah, these two teams really battled down in Portland. And really the Black Bears were just 2 key at-bats away from sweeping that series. But 2 walk-off hits by Leo Mosby as, oh, what a play made by Shane McCarroll, the first base coach, with the bare hand. You know what? Shane was doing pretty well today at the kids' camps, and that's where he got his warm-up in. He's been at it since 9 o'clock this morning. So Shane came to the ballpark ready to go. Who needs a glove, right? Now the 0-2. Mortensen takes one high, or rather 1-2. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The rest of the Black Bears coaching staff as follows. You have Aaron Matthews, the third base coach / hitting coach. Over on the third base side, Corey Keir is the pitching coach. And, of course, managing the whole operation is Brian Burris as Mortensen swings and misses high. And there's now 2 down for Dawson Martin. As we like to say, as the baseball gods intended, you make a great play in the field, you get a chance to go up and capitalize at the plate. Martin hitting 185, 10 hits, 54 at-bats. 7 runs scored, a pair of doubles, and 4 runs batted in. Dawson has also walked 9 times, so he's an on-base of 323 as the first offering to him is too far inside, 1-0 to the Black Bears first baseman. Dawson looking good with the green compression sleeve on his right arm, matching with the orange jerseys. I really like this look from him. So 1-0 is, again, on the inside, this time for a strike, 1-1. And Portland got really hot down the stretch into the first half of the season. They ended up finishing in second with a 15-9 record in the first half, and now are 3-3 over in the second half. But overall, they still sit in that second place spot, and that's going to be important moving forward in case Corvallis end up winning half number 2. Right now, they are a half game behind Ridgefield as Martin skies one foul on the right side into the screen, and we have the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, so far a big hodgepodge in the South Division. Bend and Cowlitz have only played 3 games apiece in the second half. Everybody else has played at least 6, including Portland, as Martin takes one way in. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Corvallis have played 9. Ridgefield have played 6 as well. So plenty of games in hand for the Black Bears to play with. As the payoff comes in, curveball, and Martin was ready for it. He was able to tag one foul in order to keep the at-bat alive and perhaps get a better pitch to hit here.
It's a full count for Dawson Martin. Give him some love, folks.
Nobody on, 2 down here. Scoreless tie. Martin looking to be the first base runner for the Black Bears as the payoff is just outside ball 4 as the Portland defense started to walk off the field, but instead Dawson Martin going to be walking on over to first.
And now batting for the Black Bears, the right fielder out of Jackson State University. He wears number 2, Toriano Sweet.
And Dawson Martin had his first 2 stolen bases of the season in the last game. He's now 2 for 2 as Toriano Sweet coming back into the lineup for the first time in quite a while. As Martin fakes the break for second base. Sweet takes one outside, 0-1. Toriano hitting at .262, 11 hits and 42 at-bats. This is just his 17th game. He has a double and 8 runs batted in. He had a 4 RBI game against Corvallis earlier in the season. 1 on now is the 0-1. Sweet dribbles one, and it goes off of the shins of Giroux. He underhands it over to first, though, as he recovers, and he's able to make the play for the final out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left to board. Top of the third, forthcoming. Black Bears nothing, and the Pickles also with nothing. Portland coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on YouTube at 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO, Longview, Kelso. Top 3 now. Sandstrom back out there for another inning of work. He's only had 29 pitches, just needed, I think it was 6 to get through the last inning. Really motored his way through as he'll now face off against Jablonski. And then Clayton and Scoro, that is 9, 1, and 2. Yeah, let me double check that pitch count number. Yeah, he only needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's because Dawson Martin made all those clutch plays over at first base, so they'll be looking for more of the same from their incredibly talented defense. That the Black Bears are really built on is pitching and defense. And today, no different, as Sandstrom has now spun 2 shutout innings against Portland, 6 total shutout innings against them, if we also count his last outing back on July 7th as he missed away to the right-handed hitting Jablonski, 1-0. Jablonski, the shortstop today, hitting .215 as he swings right on top of that changeup, 1-1. Jablonski, 14 hits and 65 at-bats, pair of doubles, triple, 3 home runs. It's time for the team lead, and 14 runs batted in. As the 1-1 to him is hit over to the shortstop and away from Schwartz on the left side. So that's going to drop in for a base hit. Not much Schwartz could have done that time, as he was playing him deep, but it's a little too far into the outfield. So for the 3rd straight inning, a hit surrendered by Kyle Sandstrom as the lineup flips over for Cam Clayton. And Cam opened up this ball game with the single right at the middle. Right-handers 1 for 1. All righties as he squares the bunt. It's pulled back, and Burley looking to throw down to first, but ends up eating it. 1 ball and no strikes. Neither of these teams are particularly up there in terms of batting average. Portland hitting .237, the Black Bears at .223 as the 1-0 squares around and stabs out to bunt, but misses the ball completely. 1 ball and 1 strike. One of the things that helps Portland out, they have 17 home runs on the season, but they're going to have a hard time with that here at David Story Field in that Longview force field out there with the wind blowing in from left center. Kills a lot of fly balls out there. It's every pitcher's dream, really, as the next one to Clayton misses away now, 2-1. Jablonski at first base is just 1 for 4 in stolen base tries this year. Being held on by Dawson Martin. And Sandstrom kicks, fires 2-1, and the bunt is popped back and into the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes, so you'd imagine Clayton going to pull back completely now. This bunt foul is indeed an out. 3 hits for Portland, none for the Black Bears, though they have had a base runner in on a walk. For 3 straight innings, Portland have put a man aboard. There's a 2-2 from Sandstrom, and he released early. You could tell that was a bit frustrated by that one and missed away in the left-hander's batter's box, which has not been used by Portland today. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Clayton. Black Bears only allowed 2 runs so far in the second half, and it was on just 1 swing of the bat from Willie Lajoie for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Sandstrom checks again. Double takes, and the payoff pitch swung on and foul back. Runner was going. That's something you'll see sometimes 3-2. Could be a little dangerous, though, if the ball is a strike and an easy throw for Burley, or if the ball's put in play and lined right at someone. Portland just doing whatever they can to try to get a man in scoring position as the option to bunt has been taken away. Another payoff is grounded over to the shortstop area, and again, just barely through the hole on the left side for a base hit. So that was hit almost in the exact same spot, but this time on the ground as the last hit, as now still nobody out. And Gabe Scoro up. He struck out looking his first time. So Scoro, as we mentioned before, coming into the game hitting .203. The Black Bears could really use a double play ball here. Maybe something hit to Bozette to cut down the lead runner. Dawson Martin playing in on the turf-colored grass, or rather the grass-colored turf, my mistake. As this is a quick bunt, Burley has a hard time handling it. It's a fair ball, sails the throw, and Nishida able to stop it. Turns around, eats the throw home as The runner will come around and score. That's going to be ruled as a... See what that's going to be. I think that's going to go as an error, and Brian Burris going to see to make sure that that ball wasn't foul. And they're now going to talk to the field umpires. Right now it's an error by Jacob Burley. But we'll see what Jordan Shepard and Andrew Mervin have to say about it. As Brian Burris wants another pair of eyes and a second opinion on that call. And they do indeed say that it is a fair ball picked up. So Brian Burris not very happy with that outcome or with the call, but that's what we're getting here as Jacob Burley sends one over. And into the outfield, Cam Clayton also moves to third. Now runners on the corners, nobody out, and Matt Jew at the plate. Dangerous right-handed hitter as the first offering comes in. There's a strike. Quick delayed steal, and Nishida, they got him in a rundown. I think they're just looking for the out as Nishida able to put the tag on him, but coming in to score is Clayton on the throw, and it's now 2-0 Portland, but the base is now empty with one down. So that pitch is strike, and now the count 0-1. Sandstrom has given up more runs in this inning, or as many earned runs this inning, as he has all season, as Jew now falls behind 0-2. Actually, you know what? I don't know if either of these are earned. No, one is. 0-2 is tattooed the other way, but hooking foul over by the Portland bullpen, actually a little bit farther beyond, as that one leaves the field of play and really just leaves the ballpark all around. No balls and 2 strikes. Jew walked his last time. And the 0-2 is down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Black Bears have been getting a lot of great pitching performances so far in the second half. Kelly Austin, Miles Davis, and Isaac Martinez all doing great against the Pippins, as another one is aired out and foul on the right side. So that'll be another souvenir baseball. Sandstrom looking to make it a 4th grade start in a row. Now has surrendered the 1 earned run, but otherwise has been good. He's also been able to pick up 3 strikeouts, all of them coming in the first inning. Looking for number 4 now. And now the 1-2 on the way, and just missed his spot. Slipped out of his hand again, 2-2. So the Black Bears got themselves in a little trouble early with just ground balls that were able to find the hole over on the left side a couple times. Then both came in to score as, again, Jew slices one to the right end. And, ooh, that's going to bounce off the brick building, it looked like, and right back in to the ballpark. So a young fan in a white and navy blue cap and a green shirt is going to grab that baseball. Jew now with a 7-pitch at bat. It's a 2-2. Breaking ball high, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed batter from Santa Clara, University of Santa Clara. Sandstrom doesn't want to walk him again today, as the payoff comes in, and that's what he does. Misses inside, ball 4. So Jew aboard by way of base on balls for the second time today, and Ryan Guardino steps up. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging.
Hitter number 45, Ryan Guardino.
So Sandstrom hoping right here to repeat the outcome that he got the last time Guardino was up at the plate. As the first pitch to him is popped up and foul, way behind home plate, 0-1. Ground ball also helps the Black Bears here, especially with the infield defense that they've been sending out here today. Beautiful day for baseball here at David Story Field. Actually a little bit warm out. Or it feels a little warmer. It's only 70 degrees, but the sun's really coming down. Wind coming in at 7 miles an hour, and the later evening, it'll cool down nicely to 64 as Sandstrom misses off the plate 1-1. It's pitch number 51 for him. He's throwing 32 strikes. And now the 1-1. His fastball right on the inside corner. 1-2 to Guardino, who just wanted to double check there with Jordan Shepard to make sure that's where it was. So the former Red Devil looking for strikeout number 4 here. And the 1-2 upstairs, and you can tell he's trying to go for that off-speed out pitch, but just can't make it happen here. Now it has to work with a 2-2 count yet again. And the runner goes 2-2. Pitch is, looks like it's outside, and the throw down is not in time. Pitch looked like it was in a good spot. Matt Jew gets over in towards second base, so another steal for this squad. For Jew, that is his second stolen base in 4 tries. So payoff pitch, walk not the worst thing in the world as it puts the double play back in. And the 3-2. Swing and a foul tip into Burley's glove. He got him, strike 3. So Guardino is down on strikes. And there's 2 away for Leo Mosby.
Now batting the third baseman, number 16, Leo Mosby.
So able to get the strikeout. Mosby struck out swinging his first trip. So Black Bears will try to neutralize his impact on this series after he knocked in 5 against them in 3 games down in Walker Stadium. Mosby, a teammate of Brock Mortenson's over at UC Santa Barbara, as he takes one inside, 1-0. Sandstrom right now trying to slow the game down to his pace, try to regain some control after giving up a 2 spot this inning. Only one of those runs is earned, though. Now the 1-0. Check swing, but he certainly went around, and the count even at 1-1 went back inside with that fastball. Sandstrom's another guy, loves to mix speeds and gets the job done with all of his pitches. The 2-seam fastball is just devastating against right-handed batters when it's clicking. And now the 1-1 breaking ball and a little high above of Mosby's belt. On the outside as well, 2 balls and a strike. 2 down. And 1 on second. That's Matt Jew, who walked and stole second base. 2 runs already in this inning as Portland lead this one by a pair of runs. Now the 2-1. Swung on, hit high and deep in the air to right field. Going way back on it is Sweet, and that one is gone. Leo Mosby continues to kill the Black Bears. A 2-run home run, his second of the season series against his team in his 4th of the season. And he doubles the lead. It is now a 4-0 Portland ball game. So Mosby found the part of the ballpark where the baseball does indeed fly, and the only silver lining here for Cowlitz is now the bases are empty again. So Jake Morrow to the plate, 1 for 1 with the single over to right field. Still 2 away as the first pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Cowlitz going to have to put together a pretty good offensive day here. They want to come back in this one. It's still with plenty of time as the next pitch from Sandstrom on the outside corner, 1-1. But Cowlitz only averaged about 4 runs per contest, although they did score 7 against Portland in one of those contests. And they do have a very never-say-die attitude on the team. Always tend to keep games close, as this one is looped foul. And, almost play made by Sean Mulcair. Over with no gloves. He's going to have to learn how to field without any gloves from his first base coach, Shane McCarroll. So he made that play down the first base line earlier. So Sandstrom ahead. He's in the driver's seat here. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 away. Kyle looks in, kicks, fires. Next one is a 2-seamer that's grounded over to short. On the backhand to Schwartz, fires across the diamond, stretched by Martin. He makes the play and sends him down for the final out of the inning. But Portland able to erupt for 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and nobody left aboard. We go to the bottom of the third. The Black Bears trailing by 4, and we'll come on up to bat right after these messages on YouTube and KEDO.
That you're looking for. See the weekly.
So now we go to the bottom of the third inning. Portland with a 4-0 lead as Jacob Burley, Matthew Schwartz, and Riku Nishida will come on up to try and help the Black Bears come on back. It's not an insurmountable deficit by any account. As Alex Giroux coming here in the third inning. So here's Jacob Burley to lead things off.
Jacob Burley
from Brown University. Burley hitting 161, 9 hits and 56 at-bats. He does have a double and 4 runs batted in, an on-base percentage of .234 as the first pitch fastball is inside 1-0. Jake Morrow tried to pull that back over the plate, but home plate umpire Jordan Shepard says, nah, I knew where that crossed. As now the 1-0, Burley pops it up in the infield on the right side. Coming over is Clayton behind the first place bag. He calls off his first baseman and makes the grab to send Jacob down for the first out of the inning. So 1 batter, 1 out. Here comes Matt Schwartz to the plate.
And now stepping up to the plate.
Schwartz is hitting .253, a couple of doubles, and 7 runs batted in. He also has an on-base of .327 and a slugging of .274. Schwartz a key cog in this order as the first pitch comes in from Giroux. Fastball zips high, 1-0. Cowlitz do have a base runner in this game, or did get one. It was Dawson Martin who walked in the bottom of the second inning. So the 1-0 is hit over and foul on the right side. Ooh, Shamie Carroll tried a soccer stop that time, but he's wearing the wrong shoes for that. Since the count evens up now at 1-1. And now Jacob Jablonski playing a little bit more towards the third base side over there, the shortstop position, as the curveball misses up 2-1. So there's a huge hole up the middle if Schwartz can hit it there. And when Schwartz does get his hits, they're either up the middle or to the right side, as there's one right there that's hitting the air and will land for a base hit in right center. Ariano picks it up, fires it in as Matthew Schwartz gets the Black Bears into the hit column here with 1 down in the bottom of the third.
And now batting back at the top of the order, the second baseman, number 5 from Mount Hood Community College, Riku Nishida.
So now Riku Nishida will come on up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Not one to strike out too often. He's only done that now 10 times this season in 85 plate appearances. Squaring around a bunt here with Schwartz on first, and he drops it down, and it's a pull bunt over to the first baseman who stops it foul, and the count will just go to 0-1. Nishida does have a pair of bunt hits on the year. He's tied for second on the team with Matthew Schwartz and Henry Mensch. Brock Bozette leads with 4. It's now the third baseman Mosby playing in. And they're trying to catch the first baseman Arnston back there on his heels over there. As they throw over, and not in time. Schwartz, it's a pair of swipe bags in 3 attempts over there. Just 2 of his team's 53 have come with his legs. Now he's got a huge lead off first, about 12 feet off now. Nishida dancing around in the batter's box, squaring around a bunt. Another throw over, won't do anything. So Black Bears trying to get a man to second base for Brock Bozette. 0-1 to Riku, who actually pulls the bunt back now, and next pitch is way up and inside, 1-1 as he turns out of the way of that one. First game of a 3-game set against Portland. The Black Bears have never beaten the Pickles in a 3-game series. They're 9-14 all time against them, and every single series has been won by Portland 1 game, or rather 2 games to 1 in favor of the Pickles. It's 1-1. Up and outside, 2 balls and a strike as Nishida's going to wait for Giroux to give him something to hit. And the Pickles known for bridging together games, so Giroux will probably get this inning and then maybe one more. Two-one. And Nishida fouls one off of the mask of Morrow, who doesn't seem to be much phased at all. Or actually, I think that hit the home plate umpire, Jordan Shepard's mask. But again, seems no worse for wear, so again, if you're an umpire out there, you're tough enough to take those hits. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bottom 3-1 down. Man on first is Matthew Schwartz, who had a base hit with 1 out in the inning. So next one to Nishida is grounded hard and chopped into right field for a single. Schwartz is going to be forced to stop over at first base as Scoro picked it up pretty shallow. But Nishida on back-to-back base hits for the Black Bears, and we're in business here now with 2 men on, 1 away, and Brock Bozette coming up to the plate.
It's the third baseman, number 3 from Spokane Falls Community College.
Quick meeting between Morrow and Giroux. Bozette looking to make something happen. He has 21 runs batted in this season for Cowlitz. And a big reason why he's been able to drive in so many runs, he's hitting .297 with runners in scoring position. Nishida on one knee over at first. Now gets back up with a much bigger lead. Arnston playing behind him as Schwartz with the big lead off second. First pitch, Bozette is grounded over to short. On a hop, Nishida slides hard to second. Here's the throw over to first, and they got him. The 6-4-3 on the double play. And that'll do it for the final outs of the inning. No runs on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left aboard. We go to the top of the 4th. Portland 4, Black Bears nothing. And the Pickles coming to bat. You're catching all the action right here on YouTube and KEDO.
Now warming up on the mound for the Black
In the top of the 4th now, 4-0 Pickles lead as Mickey Thompson going to take over from San Jose State University. Thompson was unbelievable for the Black Bears in his last appearance. as Mickey went 7 shutout innings against Corvallis, striking out 2, scattering 3 hits, and walking just 1. He was excellent, and now the lefty will take on 7, 8, 9 in the Pickles order as they look to ease him into this game, and Collins will try to keep it just a 4-0 deficit. The Black Bears did get back-to-back base hits in the last inning, but and a double play ball by Brock Bozette erased everything, so we'll be back to square one with Stinson, Ogata, Mortensen come up in the top of the 4th. But before that, Mickey Thompson out there to, again, just try to keep this a slower ball game. Thompson was a Portland Gherkin for a little while, so he played some time over at Walker Stadium. And right now we'll take the time to give you Sandstrom's final line. Sandstrom, I believe, gave up 4 runs, but only 1 earned, I think, is what they're gonna call it there. 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts through 63 pitches, 61.9% for strikes. It's 39 across the plate. Here comes Ollie Arnston, 0 for 1 with the line drive out. First pitch to him, there's a strike and the count 0-1. Yeah, Mickey Thompson fits the Black Bears profile, just comes in and fearlessly pounds the zone. Thompson threw 62.2% of his pitches for strikes, and his only appearance for the Black Bears is this one's hit in the air over on the right side, but out of play, 0-2. First pitch strikes, that's 56.5% for the left-hander. One of a trio of new arms the Black Bears have gotten within the last week or so. They also added Dale Takalo's brother Eli and Liam Hatakanaka over from Portland University, as this one is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Arnston. Yeah, the Black Bears trail at 4-0. A defensive mistake and a 2-run home run were really the main culprits in that last inning, as the 1-2 tumbles way too far inside. Got a lot of action on it, but Arnston was able to take it, evening the count now up at 2-2. And Thompson deals, swung on and swatted foul on the right side, out of play. So Arnston putting together a tough at-bat. Good-sized crowd here today at David Story Field on a big-time concession stand deal Tuesday, as this one is swung on a missed strike 3. Quick throw over to first as it was dropped. Sends him down, so Thompson comes on in, records a strikeout, and puts his first man away in the top of the 4th inning. And again, nice-sized crowd, a good amount of fans in the grandstands and out there in the bleachers. We also have our friends over at Dutch Bros Coffee out there on the Barb Sporting Goods party deck, so happy to have them here today as well. And we don't have them over on the East Coast, and I'm not even a big coffee guy, but I went over there a couple of weeks ago. I really like the stuff that they got there, and I see a lot of our employees also walking around with their cups every day. First pitch to Ariano is low, and the 1-0 now comes in and also nearly dusts the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Ariano 0 for 1 with a ground out over to Dawson Martin. As Thompson's 2-0. He's low and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Mickey Thompson, he made a handful of appearances over at Washington State this season for the Cougs. I believe he only pitched about 6 1/3 innings, and now will be transferring over to San Jose State University, and is very excited to be continuing his career in the Bay Area as he delivers a breaking ball inside now and puts the count a little bit more back in his favor, 3-1. Nobody on, 1 down, and Thompson working quickly, deals again, and swing and a miss by Ariano on that slider. Fills the count up now, 3-2. And the payoff pitch coming on in there. And, ooh, look out, inside. Trying to get him with the slider again, but ran a little too far in and hits him on the leg. So a hit by pitch puts Ariano aboard, and Jacob Jablonski up there in the batter's box. He's 1 for 1 with a single.
Now batting the shortstop, number 6, Jacob Jablonski.
So Jablonski was the first of those 2 singles that just got past Schwartz and Bozette over there on the left side of the infield. They just hit it in the exact perfect spot. So Thompson will have to keep an eye on Ariano over there. And the first pitch from him is spiked. Good block by Burley, though, to keep the runner at first. Count 1-0. So Ariano is 2 for 2 with stolen base attempts. A lot of speed, a tall, lanky outfielder. With that lead off the bag is the 1-0 changeup is right there on the inside corner, 1-1. Yeah, Thompson not afraid to pitch inside to righties. We've seen it a lot so far today. She tries to get that breaking ball to run in and hoping to fool him with the speed as well. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Burley setting up outside now as Thompson fires to first. Martin with the tag, but not in time. We'll get back over to the count here. The Black Bears will close out their homestand here against Portland in this 3-game series, and then we'll head out on the road for 6 games, 3 against Port Angeles and then 3 in Yakima Valley. So a long North Division road trip for them coming up after this 3-game series. As the 1-1 is hit in the air over on the right end, but that's going to hook foul and out of play, 1-2. The Black Bears, of their 24 games in the second half, will actually play 18 against the North Division. And this 3-game series against Portland, they're only 3 home South Division games, so they're going to have to make the most of them. Now the 1-2 is fouled straight back. Ooh, if that screen was not there, I would have had to either try to block myself with the glass or try to make it grab or maybe fight Justin next to me for the baseball. Although I'm sure Justin has caught many of those throughout the years working here at LCC. Another pitcher's count coming up here. Burley sending up down and away. The 1-2. He got him. Strike 3. Here's the throw to second. Nishida with the tag. And they got him. They strike him out, throw him out. Double play. Ends the inning. Oh, what a sequence. The beautiful curveball catches him looking, and then Jacob Burley guns his man down to send him away for the final out of the inning. No runs on, and no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Let's move it back into the bottom of the 4th inning now. Portland 4, Black Bears coming to bat right here on your home for Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KEDO. Bottom of the 4th inning now. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 2 left for Portland. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left for your Black Bears. As Jacob Stinson, Case Ogata, and Brock Mortensen going to try to get some damage done here against Alex Giroux, who's done really nicely so far. First offering to Stinson, squares around. Oh, it's a beautiful bunt. Over to the third baseman on a couple hops. Mosby with the throw, and Stinson safe over there. They're going to say Arnson was off the bag, and they're going to give him a hit on the play. So Jacob Stinson with a bunt single to get things started, and it's now the 3rd hit of the ballgame for the Black Bears as Case Ogata comes on up to the plate. Now, Case Ogata has instantly become one of my favorite players on this team for a few reasons, but one, because he promised he'd make me some T-shirts, and he followed through on it. He and Toriano Sweet, and I believe Jaden Shepard all have shirts that say beefy on them. Because, they're all big, strong guys. Now, I certainly am not one of those, but he wanted to make me one anyway, so they got me one of those. And then, of course, they love my catchphrase, Stay Frosty, and they made me a T-shirt with that on it as well. So I thank Case and his host family for doing that for me. And, hey, maybe I'll throw the Stay Frosty one on during the postgame. Why not? So Ogata's got an 0-1 count to work with here. Big lead for Stinson off the bag at first base. And the next one from Giroux. Curveball, pulls the string and clips that outside, 0-2. Ogata is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his first time up. Right-hander, attending Utah Valley University with a lot of power. Giroux from the stretch gets ready to go here as the 0-2 curve is sliced the other way, but will spin foul on the right side over by the picnic area in right field, and the count remains 0-2. Brock Mortensen on deck as the Black Bears get a base runner aboard to lead off the inning for the first time in the ballgame. Another 0-2. And he zips that one high. Ogata able to take that one the entire way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No one warming just yet for Portland. The longest outing Giroux's had this season has been 4 innings. He's now in 3+ with 48 pitches. 1-2. Swing and a missed, strike 3. That was a great pitch by Giroux. A wipeout slider that time. Gets Ogata hacking and sends him down for out number 1. Giroux from the University of San Diego, 6 foot, 190 pounds, has been one of the best starters on this team. And Black Bears are going to have to figure him out now as Brock Mortensen up. He struck out his first trip. Mortensen actually with the orange socks. I thought I saw some Black Bears with green. Mortensen with an open stance. First pitch to him is right below the letters for a ball, 1-0. On deck, Dawson Martin. As Black Bears look to keep passing the baton around and try to chip away at this 4-0 deficit early on in this contest. Brock waggling the bat behind his head, and the 1-0 to him is again high, 2-0. So hitters count against one of the more talented left-handed bats in the Black Bears lineup. Stinson with plenty of speed over there at first base. He's about 10 feet off the bag there. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 away. Next offering is again taken high, 3-0. So nice work by Mortensen. No chases from him, just waiting for Giroux to give him something to hit. And the 3-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner, so the get-me-over fastball gets the job done, 3-1. As Mortensen tries to work his way aboard and give the Black Bears 2 base runners for the second inning in a row. Second baseman Clayton actually playing quite far away from the bag despite there being a double play opportunity. And the 3-1. Up and away, ball 4. So Mortensen draws a walk, and again the Black Bears with 2 on and 1 away. And this time Dawson Martin coming to the plate. He walked his first trip. Ooh, and Dawson strutting up there to the sultry sounds of Back in Black. Let's see if he can match the swagger of that song with a big hit here. Martin and then Toriano Sweet on deck. Sweet has been just sensational for Cowlitz with runners in scoring position this year. First pitch to him is inside for a ball, 1-0. 5 of his last 6 pitches have been off the plate, as now they're going to send up Brian Grant to go have a talk with him. So while Grant talks with him, let's take a quick trip around the West Coast League now. So there are 3 other league games going on. The Bend Elks and Yakima Valley Pippins are all knotted up at 1 in the bottom of the 4th at Yakima County Stadium. Wenatchee are up 3-0 on Walla Walla over at Burlesque Stadium. That's in the top of the 5th inning. And in the bottom of the 4th, Richfield and Port Angeles are all locked up at 1 in Civic Field. So just in time, Grant walking his way back to the dugout, and see what kind of adjustments Giroux makes. It's now right-hander starting to play catch in the bullpen. Over for Portland, and no action over for the Black Bears on their side, so Thompson probably going to give him some length here. See if Giroux goes back to that curveball. He's been able to command that pitch quite well this evening. As the 1-0, and there it is, but pulls the string a little too hard and also started it a little bit low there, 2-0. And the Black Bears will continue to stay patient here. Just trying to get on any way they can. Not going to get too greedy up there at the plate. Stinson with the bunt single, Ogata with the strikeout, and Mortensen with the walk as Martin skies one over into right field. Running back over it is Scoro towards the corner. And that's going to land just foul. Near the 326 marker out there. So Martin gave that one a ride, continued to carry with the crosswind. But unfortunately for him, dropped foul, but still ahead in the count, 2-1. While we're at it, let's give you the rest of the dimensions here at David Story Field. It's 387 at dead-away center if you're trying to hit the barn or hit it over. 342 in the power alley in left center if you're trying to clear that bullpen fence. That is the shortest fence in the ballpark. And 306 down the left field line. Long look by Giroux, back over to the man on second as the 2-1. Breaking ball runs a little too far outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Dawson Martin. And again, Dawson has walked 9 times this season. Made it 10 earlier today and can get it all the way up to 11 now because he's another one off the plate. Love to load the bases for Sweet as the 3-1 is hit high in the air to deep left. But the Longview force field going to blow that ball back in as it's caught by Matt Jew out there towards the track. And Martin, who really got a hold of that one, is yet another victim of those winds out there and is set down for out number 2.
Now batting the right fielder, number 2, Toriano Sweet.
So here comes Toriano Sweet, 0 for 1 with a ground out. Tori hitting .357, 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position for the Black Bears. And that by far leads the team. See if he can come through here. He hits the ball hard and often on a line drive as he takes a curveball away for a strike 0-1. And Tori comes in with a hard hit percentage of 40.9% and hits a line drive basically the same amount. Same deal, just under 41%. Does not lift that baseball too much. If he can punch it through, he'll score Stinson over there from first base. The 0-1 comes in and ripped one, but foul into the screen and now falls behind 0-2. So Giroux put 2 on early, then was able to get around Martin. And now is ahead of Sweet, no balls and 2 strikes. 2 down, Portland lead at 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. With Stinson on second and Mortensen waiting over on first base. Toriano Sweet with a chance to chip away at this lead as the 0-2 curveball is foul back. So Sweet able to stick with it. Count remains 0-2. As we're talking about, the Cowlitz Black Bears were having their kids camp here today and also tomorrow. And I think based off the reaction of all the campers, Toriano's section was by far the big favorite. He was the base runner, and he really just had him race from second to third. And when we went around interviewing some of the kids, they said that their favorite part was that base running section. And Tori was great with all the kids, and I can't tell who was having more fun, them or him. So he was laughing, having a great time, and so were all his campers. So I think he's actually going to be coming back tomorrow, even though he's not scheduled for it. Just likes being around it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes coming on up to him. Giroux trying to get him to chase an outside curve. Let's see what he goes with this time. And the 1-2. Runs inside, and a great take by Tori. As that fastball unable to catch any part of the black on the inside, so we'll even it out now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down now with number 2 at the plate. Giroux in a jam here. 2 men on. Stinson with a lot of speed at second base. The 2-2 pitch is down and outside. 3-2. Another nice take by Sweet, who I know we talk about it all the time, but Toriano was striking out a ton in the beginning of the season, now has really cut down on it, and that's been a huge improvement on his game. So now the payoff pitch to work with. Mortensen also at first base can run. As the 3-2 runners go, and fouled away on the right side, so he'll live to fight another pitch. As now Giroux up to 66 on the evening. Bottom of the fourth inning, Cowlitz still without a run, but they got a hit and another base runner this inning. Trying to get somebody across the plate. It's another 3-2. He got him. Strike three. Sweet is caught looking on the inside corner. And again, a short rally for the Black Bears is killed before it can even really get started. There's nobody able to cross the plate. No runs, one hit, no errors. Two left to board. Top of the fifth coming up. Black Bears with nothing. Portland with four. And the Pickles coming to bat. You're tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Mickey Thompson came in the last inning and was able to deliver a 1-2-3 affairs. Who's back out there and will face off against the top of the Pickles order, Cam Clayton, Gabe Scoro, and Matt Jew. So the Black Bears trail this one by a score of 4-0 in the top of the fifth. If you're just joining us, Portland had a big top of the third inning, capped off by a Leo Mosby 2-run shot. So that's how we got here. And Cam Clayton's been a tough out. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a run scored. So let's see if Thompson can figure him out. The first time these two will face off. Thompson only needed 17 pitches to get through that last frame and was able to strike out a pair of batters that matched his strikeout total from his 7 innings against Corvallis. So now for Cowlitz, in his first 8 frames, he is yet to allow a run. And he kicks, fires the first one, and the breaking ball is placed beautifully inside for a strike 0-1. That curveball from Thompson, or it might be a slider, is such a great pitch for him because it bites so late. And the guys think it's going to run in and hit him as he just does the same thing again, drops it in on the inside 0-2. I think it's going to hit him, and then it stops right there in the catcher's glove. So it's a tough one for righties to get a good read on. As now the 0-2 is a fastball that's punched foul on the right side. Still no balls and 2 strikes as a Pickles right-hander throwing from the 3/4 slot, getting ready to go. So that might be it for Giroux. And now the 0-2 pitch, and the curve is left high and slipped right out of Thompson's hand, so it'll be a 1-2 count coming in. Well, the Black Bears yet to score, but did have 2 base runners on in each of the last 2 innings. Just looking for that big hit in the contest. We'll see if Burley, Schwartz, and Nishida can get it done the next frame as the 1-2. Fastball high and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lights are on here at David Story Field, but the sun still making its presence known, just starting to get behind the trees out there and left. 2-2. He got him. Strike 3. Mickey Thompson catches Clayton window shopping on that inside corner. Again, fearless pitching inside to lefties, and Thompson collects his 3rd strikeout of the evening. So with one down, here comes Gabe Scoro. Scoro 0 for 2. He's struck out and reached on an error. Also scored. Or no, he did not score. My mistake. I thought he scored on that Mosby home run. He did not. And he hits this one foul and out of play. 0-1. Actually, he was the one caught trying to get second base on the decoy play. So he was caught stealing as the run came back in. And now the 0-1. He checked his swing but went almost all the way around there. 0-2 now off the high fastball. So Thompson, he won't just mix speeds and mix pitches. He likes to play with the eye level of batters as well, which is another excellent strategy to employ, especially when you're against all batters with the platoon advantage against you. Only right-handers for Portland as Scoro takes one a little too high this time, 1-2. Thompson back in, and the breaking ball up and inside now, and back-to-back 2-2 counts to the first two batters of this inning. Some of the players starting to benefit from the shade here. Sun going behind the trees. Is Dawson Martin right on the edge of it by first base. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Mickey Thompson gets him waving at that curveball away. And it's picked up back-to-back strikeouts as Mac Jew going to walk on up there. That ended up being a good choice of words, as that's what Jew has done after his time in the batter's box. He's 0 for 0 with a pair of walks. Also a run scored here in the game. He scored off the Mosby homer as he lifts one in the air over to right field. In foul ground, Martin hustling over, and they'll both run out of room as Toriano Sweet going after it as well. No balls and one strike coming on up to the right-hander from the University of Santa Clara. And the 0-1. Again, that curveball, when he's trying to drop it high, it's been slipping out of his hand a little bit. Now takes a deep breath to recollect himself. And Thompson's 1-1. Check swing and will bounce over to the Portland dugout, and it's picked up by their analytics guy that travels with them. Fires it back over, and the count now 1-2. So with two down, the bases are empty in the top of the fifth. Pickles lead at 4-0. Scallops look to keep that deficit down to just those four. And he deals. And there it is, right at the knees, strike three. Mickey Thompson is able to strike out the side here, as Thompson gets them all down in order. 1, 2, 3. He's retired 6 Pickles in a row. Last one by a looking strikeout, and we'll bring the Black Bears back to bat as we're halfway through this contest. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Portland 4, Cowlitz nothing. And the Black Bears coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Bottom of the fifth inning, Portland 4 and Cowlitz nothing. The Black Bears, though, will get a chance against a new arm as Trace Hockinen will enter the ball game for Alex Giroux. And with that, give you Giroux's line for the day. Giroux pitched well, 4 innings of scoreless ball, scattered 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 5 through 67 pitches, 61.2% for strikes. As 41 crossed as Hockinen coming in wearing the number 38. He did not appear in the last series against Cowlitz. He's a right-handed thrower. and is pitching to a 3 ERA so far. This is his now 9th game, including non-league contests. He's made a start in there. And in 12 innings, he struck out 11, walked 7, and allowed 10 hits. He has a whip of 1.23 and an ERA of 3.75 if you include the non-league affairs. Also is 0-1. In his last outing against Walla Walla, he went 1 inning, surrendering 1 run on 2 hits and no strikeouts. So now Jacob Burley steps up 0-for-1 with a pop-out. Over to the second baseman, Cam Clayton. Holds the bat out in front of his body as he takes a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And before that outing against Walla Walla, it had been a while since Hakkinen had last thrown. He went a full 11 days without pitching, and now he's pitching after 5 days off as Burley takes one inside, 1-1. Best outing of the season for him came against Ridgefield on June 27th. He did not allow a run on just 1 hit and struck out a batter as Jacob Burley takes one away now, 2-1. The Burley, Schwartz, Nishida, righty-righty-lefty against the right-handed throwing Trace Hakkinen. He's got the stirrups in there and brings his arms down low quickly from the windup as he just clips one at the knees there, 2-2. Hakkinen starts his windup staring in, almost very Craig Kimbrell-esque. He holds his arm down. He's got his entire body facing the front before closing up and starting his glove above his head before bringing it next to his face as he delivers the 2-2. The 2-seam is outside, and Burley with a nice take there, filling the count up at 3-2. Payoff pitch coming up to Burley as the next offering is well outside, ball 4. So Burley gets the job done. A 6-pitch walk as he'll trot his way down over to first base, and here comes Matthew Schwartz.
And now batting the shortstop, number 4 from Spokane, Washington.
Schwartz is 1-for-1 with a beautiful opposite field single in his first trip to the plate. The Black Bears now have put the leadoff man aboard in back-to-back innings. Still looking to bring somebody across the score, though. They trail at 4-0. Burley with a nice lead. First pitch to Schwartz is a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 0-1. That's where Schwartz likes him, though. He's a good opposite field hitter and will take those outside pitches into right. And Hakkinen's 0-1, goes outside again and gets that corner, 0-2. Now no balls and 2 strikes coming up to the LCC shortstop. Burley, 10 feet off the bag, not known for his speed, but is pretty fast for a catcher. Can probably go first to third on a base hit as the 0-2. He got him, strike 3. Hakkinen catches Schwartz looking on that breaking ball. That ended up right down the heart of the plate, and he's sent down for out number 1. Here comes Riku Nishida.
The order we go, now batting for the Black Bears, the second baseman, number 5 from Osaka, Japan.
Nishida 1 for 2 with a strikeout looking at a base hit over into right field. First one to the lefty. There's a strike in the count, 0-1. 4 straight pitches over the plate from Hakkinen. After walking Burley on 6, he now has 10 pitches, 6 for strikes. Burley being held on by Arnston as he jumps over the throw and picked by Arnston. Wow, that was a fast move by Hakkinen. Really got rid of that ball in a hurry. As the Black Bears now have a right-hander. Starting to get loose in the bullpen. Actually, I think they're just playing catch because that's Wilson Weber. As Nishida has another one going for a strike, now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Black Bears still without a run. And Hakkinen delivers, and Nishida lifts one into left. That one's really sinking down, and it'll drop in for a base hit. So Riku Nishida gets one the other way and is able to serve that liner out there to put 2 men aboard now for the 3rd straight inning. And here's Brock Bozette. Bozette's 0 for 2. He lined out and grounded out into a double play. That double play came in the 3rd with 2 men on and 1 out. So today, or rather this at-bat, well, I guess also today, but the other one was today as well. This time around, we'll try to get one through. This time against a new pitcher in Hakkinen. He's already let 2 men reach out of the first 3 that he's faced. Nishida with a ton of speed at first. If Bozette can drill one to the gap, the Black Bears will have 2 runs. And Hakkinen steps off and needs an extra moment there. Center fielder Gabriel Arellano is playing Bozette to hit to the opposite field. He's all the way over on the right center side. Bozette does like to pull the ball, though. Bozette likes to swing early. First pitch is, though, up and in, so you won't get him that time. 1-0. Yeah, the majority of Brock's at-bats usually go 1 or 2 pitches. And really, the most he's had was 9, but really averages between that 1 and 5 stretch. So 1-0 is a strike on the outside corner. Brock thought about it, but will perhaps get a better pitch to hit later in the at-bat, so he checked his swing, 1-1. 4 hits for the Black Bears, and their last couple of innings, their last trio of innings, really. Not much to show for it. Let's see if Bozette can turn that around right now. As the 1-1 is outside, caught there by Morrow off the black, as, again, trying to frame it, but yeah, really when it's too far off, there's not too much you can do as a catcher, and couldn't do anything with that, so a 2-1 count coming up to the Spokane Falls Community College third baseman. This will be Hakkinen's 16th pitch as he checks back on Burley. He's got a big lead there, 2-1, and misses away. This one is dropped by Morrow, and Burley with some heads-up brace running is going to get on over to third base on the pass ball. So for the first time in the game, the Black Bears have a runner on third base. And Brock Bozette in the driver's seat with a 3-1 count now. Bottom 5, 1 away. And maybe this gives Nishida the green light to go and just grab second. Riku with a lot of stolen bases this year. And he's up to 9 now. Can get his 10th. He has 10 attempts, though. Fans coming behind the Black Bears here. Their best chance to score all evening long. Just over halfway through the ball game. And it's a 4-0 Portland lead. Hakkinen checks on Nishida, who takes another step. And Hakkinen delivers. There goes Nishida, and this is going to hit Bozette inside. So Riku gets the second by way of the hit by pitch. And now the bases loaded. And Jacob Stinson to the plate. And this might be it, as Mark Magdaleno going out there to the mound. So Hakkinen's evening is done. New pitcher coming in. It's a lefty to come in against Stinson. And we'll tell you who it is on the other side of this break. Pitching change coming up here on your home for Black Bears baseball, KEDO and YouTube. We'll be right back. Now taking the bump is Jared Villalobos for Portland. So all three runners on base are Hockenen's responsibility. He was only able to get one out. Now the Black Bears, big time hitting lefty. Jacob Stinson to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He was out on offensive interference and also picked up a bunt single. Villalobos, including non-league play, 2-1 with a 1.59 ERA. This is his 12th appearance, and in 22 2/3 innings, he struck out 30, walked just 3, and has a whip of .89. So the right guy for them to turn to in this spot. As the first one to Stinson is down and away, 1-0. In his last appearance, he went 1 scoreless against Corvallis, allowing 2 hits, but striking out 1. Bases loaded with one out, and the Black Bears have the tying run at the plate here in Stinson. 1-0. And he takes one downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Case Ogata waits on deck. Villalobos, a lefty, 5'11", 280 pounds from Cuesta College. His birthday's coming up. August 9th, 2000. How about that? First baseman Arnston playing way in, and that one called the strike on the outside corner. Looked a little bit low. But might have just clipped the edge there, 2-1. Really important bat for Jacob Stinson. He has to at least get the ball into the outfield here. Middle infielders pinch for the double play ball. The corner is playing in to try to cut off the run as the 2-1 is high as it crosses the plate. A lot of drop on that 12-6 though. And a 3-1 as another meeting on the mounds coming, this time between Morrow and Villalobos. It's an important game for the Black Bears, really every game important. They have 21 left this season to try to win the second half. They got off to a nice start, 2-1. Would have, of course, liked to sweep Yakima Valley, but you'll take a series win against the North Division champions, and now need to at least take 2 or 3 against the Pickles. This is something that they've never done in franchise history since Portland joined the league back in 2018. So 3-1 coming up to Stinson. He can take a close one and try to get a 50-50 call here. So 3-1. Instead, hits one in the air over on the left side and foul ground. Mosby near the fence and makes the grab to send him down for out number 2. A great play by Leo Mosby. It's 2 down now for Case Ogata.
Now batting for the Black Bears, the designated hitter number
Ogata 0 for 2, but with the platoon advantage now, the righty against the softer throwing lefty. Case with 2 homers this season, one of them here at David Story. And that went to left center field. That is not an easy place to hit that ball. So it's got a lot of pop as the first one, swing and a miss. And the count 0-1. And Case's other home run came against Portland. He hit one 100.3 miles an hour. Out there towards their picnic tables in left field. 0-1. And hits one the other way and caught by Arnston in foul ground for the final out of the inning. So the Black Bears load the bases, but once again cannot push anybody across the score. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left aboard. Top of the 6th coming up. Pickles 4, Black Bears nothing. And Portland coming to bat right here on your home for Black Bears baseball, YouTube and KADO. Mickey Thompson's done a great job in keeping the Black Bears in this ball game, retiring all 6 Pickles that he's faced, and he'll look to keep that going against Ryan Guardino, Leo Mosby, and Jake Morrow, as Cowlitz trail this one by a score of 4-0 against Portland, headed into the top of the 6th inning. Thompson has fired just 32 pitches, struck out 5 of the 6 batters. He's hit a batter in there. So did let 1 base runner get aboard. But he was erased on a strike him out, throw him out. So really, yeah, he did retire all 6 batters, just in different ways. 5 Ks and 1 caught stealing. And here's a man that struck out a few times today, and Ryan Guardino 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts. One of them a foul tip into the glove of Burley that he was able to hang on to.
Now batting for the Pickles, the designated hitter number 45, Ryan Guardino.
So Guardino looking to get his first hit of the contest. Portland only have 5 today, but have scored 4 runs as he squares around a bunt. But again, that slider in a perfect spot on the inside corner, 0-1 from Thompson. Mickey, a great option for this Black Bears team. Can give him a ton of length if that's what they need from him. So the 0-1 is just off the plate inside, 1-1 to the right-handed hitter. Guardino also plays a little outfield for this team. They really rotate their center fielders pretty well. I think they use 3 different center fielders in the last series as Thompson gets him to swing and missed at that change. And now the count quickly, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A lot of off-speed options coming in from Thompson. From my view, I'll have to talk to him about it, but it looks like he's got a fastball, change, curve, and slider as he goes with the slider. And that came inside, but out of the glove of Burley. Looked like it might have bounced off the bat or his hands, but it was indeed the leather of Burley's catcher's mitt, and the count now 2-2. So now Dawson Martin playing farther back as he and Bozette both retreat. No more threat of the bunt. The 2-2 is skied on the right side, and out of play. We'll do it all over again. We'll catch the Cowlitz Black Bears at the ballpark for the other 2 games of this 3-game series against their Southern Division rival Portland Pickles. Both games will be at 6:35 p.m. both tomorrow and on Thursday. This is a high chopper to third that bounces foul. Get your tickets at CowlitzBlackBears.com or catch all the action from home, on the road, or anywhere on YouTube, the Cowlitz Black Bears page, and on KEDO 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO Longview Kelso, and on KEDOAM.com. Here's the 2-2. Curve is high, and Guardino takes all the way. Full count now. Yeah, again, nobody warming in the Cowlitz bullpen, so Thompson might even make it 7th, maybe even 8th inning if he keeps going the way he's been going. And the payoff is just outside, ball 4. So Thompson misses off the black and puts his second base runner aboard against him as Leo Mosby comes on up. He's 1 for 2 with a 2-run shot and a strikeout.
Leo Mosby.
Yeah, the Black Bears have really yet to figure him out. He's now in 4 games. He's 5 for 11 against them with 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. He now has a 13-game hitting streak as the curve is taken high, 1-0. So Mosby is now 21 of his last 45 at the plate, which is a .467 average. He's knocked in 21 runs on 3 homers and 4 doubles in that span. Thompson taking a long look in. And he's taking his time to make sure he can get something past Mosby here. 1-0, Guardino with a very shallow lead off the bag at first, maybe only like 6 or 7 feet off, as Thompson delivers an inside fastball for a strike, 1-1. Yeah, aside from that 3rd inning, not much damage has been done by the Pickles, but that's all they've needed. So the Black Bears have arguably had more opportunities to score in this game, but have been unable to get that big hit. So 1-1 is golfed at and missed by Mosby. That sharp, tumbling slider ended up in the dirt, and now he's ahead 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, runner on first base. And he delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mickey Thompson with strikeout number 6 of the evening. Gets him down swinging. And he's down for out number 1 as Jake Morrow will come on up for the first time against Thompson. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out.
And now batting the catcher, number 40, Jake Morrow.
And Thompson deals. Runner goes. This one is low. Barely able to block it, but Guardino able to trot into second. So that double play ball has been taken away. And the count now 1-0. Mickey Thompson did have an appearance with the Portland Gherkins, where he went 6 innings, allowing just 1 run on 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, 5 walks. It was good for them this summer. And now it's been even better for the Black Bears. As the 1-0 is hit sharply but foul right over by the home plate club seats over on the right side. And yeah, we certainly advise those fans to make sure that they keep their fingers out of the netting. The guy was adjusting a place card or maybe something that's blocking the sun over there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away, top 6, 4-0 Pickles lead, and they have another runner in scoring position here. Guardino was able to reach on a walk as this is grounded and just past the sliding Schwartz and into left. They're going to hold Guardino over at third as the throw comes in. So it's a base hit for Jake Morrow, the first hit allowed by Thompson. And now 2 on, 1 out. Here's Ollie Arnston. Arnston is 1 for 2. I think before I said that this team had all right-handed batters. I made a mistake as Arnston, a left-hander. And no, actually a pinch hitter coming in. So I was right, as Ivan Luna to the plate. In the last series against the Black Bears, Luna went just 1 for 10. He did walk twice and drive in a run. And Luna, another first baseman, so can slot right in, hitting .206, 15 hits, and 72 at-bats. He has 3 homers and 14 runs batted in. Trying to keep Morrow close. Thompson kicks, fires, and misses low and in. To the left-hander, 1-0. This one turned out to be a bit of a longer one for the Black Bears. We're usually in maybe the 8th inning by this point. But Portland are known for playing longer games, so one of them had to win out. And I think it's more because their pitchers take a little bit more time in between pitches. Which it's not a knock. It's just something that, teams are different at. The Black Bears have a lot of guys that just like to catch and are ready to go right away. So now Luna fouled it back, 1-1 to him. And Ivan, 5'10", 190 pounds from Fresno State. Lefty runner goes. The pitch is a strike. Here comes the throw, and it's not in time. So now 2 in scoring position as Luna picks up his 2nd stolen base of the season. And again, the double play taken away. Thompson has to get a strikeout now against Luna. So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think we have it wrong on the scoreboard here. As the next one is crushed in the air over to right. Going to be a tough play by Sweet. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Guardino scores. Here comes Morrow. He's going to stop after the strong throw, but it's an RBI single pinch hit by Ivan Luna. And Portland extend their lead now. It's 5-0. Thompson's now giving up his first run as a Black Bear after 9 1/3 straight scoreless, as Gabriel Arellano comes up with 1 down and runners on the corners. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out and a hit by pitch. And the first offering is off the plate for a ball, 1-0, as the Black Bears now starting to get somebody hot in the bullpen. And looks of him, it's a right-hander, and yep, that's Keegan Wright, so he's getting ready to go. 1-0. Downstairs again, and Burley with the block now. 2 balls and no strikes. Thompson now up to 53 pitches and 32 across the plate. Starting to get a little chillier out here, David Story. Still a beautiful evening, though, as we dip now down to 66 degrees. Of course, I forgot to bring my jacket as the 2-0 squares around a bunt. It's a good one. Slow dribbler. Thompson can't fire home, only to first, and they get him. The sacrifice bunt by Ariano works to perfection and brings the runner home. It's now a 6-0 Portland lead as 2 runners advance on the play.
Now batting the shortstop, number 6, Jacob Jablonski.
Jacob Jablonski up now, 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout looking. As Thompson's first delivery is fouled back by Jablonski, 0-1. Now 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors, 2 left for Portland for the Black Bears. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on base. Black Bears continuing to struggle to hit with runners in scoring position. As he kicks in, steps off the rubber back, so have to wait a little bit longer for the next one. Whether you're at home, on the road, or anywhere else, and you're looking for more Black Bears action beyond the game, you can check them out on these social media platforms. Go on Facebook, click that like button on the Cowlitz Black Bears page. You can follow them on Instagram at Cowlitz Black Bears and on Twitter at Cowlitz B Bears for lineup graphics and in-game score updates, as well as some bonus video clips from time to time. Or you can also follow me at Smolin Sports for some highlight clips and some of my favorite calls throughout the season. We have Matty Fung's walk-off up there right now and Brock Bozette's home run from the last game as the 1-1 is hit in the air and a line drive into right center for a base hit. Sweet picks it up. He comes up throwing. And the runner, though, Luna, coming in to score from second. Jacob Jablonski with an RBI base hit. And now Portland with another big inning. It's a 7-0 ball game.
Second baseman, number 46, Cam Clayton.
So now Cam Clayton up 2 for 3 with the strikeout and a couple of base hits. On first is Jacob Jablonski. And Thompson sets, delivers. There's a strike, 0-1. The Black Bears ideally would like to have Thompson finish this inning without any more damage before having to turn over to Keegan Wright, but if he gives up another hit, this might be it for him. And he deals. 0-1 is line right at Nishida. And we'll put him down for the final out of the inning. But the Pickles extend their lead by three runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left aboard. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Portland 7, Black Bears nothing. And Cowlitz looking to come back right after this on KDO and on YouTube. Well, the Black Bears saw their deficit nearly double, so they're going to have to get back up there at the plate and tack on some runs in a bit of a hurry. They still have 12 more offensive outs to work with, but do not want this deficit to extend any further as Villalobos back out there for another inning of work against Mortensen, Martin, and Sweet. Portland lead at 7-0.
Now batting for your Black Bears.
We can give you the final count now on Trace Hockinen. He went just 1/3 of an inning, but did not allow any runs on 1 walk and 1 hit. Also hit a batter and struck 1 out. Mortensen is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. First pitch to him from the lefty is popped up over on the left side. Mosby calls off his shortstop and makes the catch adjacent to the bag and puts him down for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out since Mortensen away. And now here comes Dawson Martin, 0 for 1 with a walk and a flyout.
Now batting the first baseman, number 16 from Sparks, Nevada, Dawson Martin.
Martin's made a difference over there at first base today. Had an unassisted double play, a couple other nicely fielded grounders. He's looked right at home there, despite this being his first game over at first this summer. Takes one high and outside, 1-0. Yeah, he and Jacob Burley in particular, 2 of the 3 Black Bears catchers, have really been working on their versatility this summer as Martin tags 1 foul. Both of them have made starts over at third base as Burley getting more adept at fielding ground balls, and now Martin working in at both corner positions. 1-1 coming into Martin after the foul ball, and skies one over on the right side, and out of play 1-2. Black Bears have left 7 runners on base, including 3 in the last inning. They had the bases loaded with 1 out before Stinson and Ogata got out in back-to-back times, with pop-outs over to the third base and first base sides respectively. This one by Martin is tagged right back behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So it's not really enough for the Black Bears right now to just get men on base. They got to start hitting the ball a little bit more on the line. Get a couple extra bases each time as Martin swings and misses. The ball dropped. Morrow's there, picks it up, fires to first, and sends Martin down for out number 2. So a strikeout puts him away for the second out as Toriano Sweet comes on up. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout looking.
And now batting the right fielder, number 2 out of Rialto, California, Toriano Sweet.
First pitch to Toriano, cut on a miss. Big swing right there and falls behind 0-1. Tori's got some pop right there, looking to pull that baseball off of the left-hander Villalobos, who's been one of the most effective relievers this season. Not just for the Pickles, but across the West Coast League as his curveball misses down and out. 1-1 to Toriano. Jacob Burley waits on deck. He worked himself a walk his last time. 1-1. And Sweet takes it high and outside, 2-1. Another Portland Pickle arm getting loose. Getting all brined up in the pen. As the 2-1. Hit in the air and foul over towards that Portland bullpen. Sweet got a hold of it, just needs to straighten it out a little more as he evens it now at 2-2. Bottom 6, Portland 7, Cowlitz nothing. Base is empty and a deuces wild count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. And the next one to Sweet. Curveball is chopped high over to third. Mosby runs in, makes the grab, fires to first, a little bit away from the first baseman. But Luna able to make the stop right there and send him down for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left to board. As the Black Bears down in order, we go to the top of the 7th, with Portland leading by 7, and the Pickles coming to bat right here on YouTube and KEDO. Well, the eldest of the two Tackalos out there on the mound for the Black Bears as they trail at 7-0 in the top of the 7th. Mickey Thompson is out, so we'll give you his final line. He's pitching pretty well to start, 2 scoreless, but overall throws 3 innings, allows 3 earned runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts though for him, and threw 59 pitches. 62.7% for strikes, 37 across the plate. Here comes Dale Tackalo, making his 12th appearance on the season. He has 3 starts mixed in there. Has a 4.84 ERA, although just a 2.34 in league games. In 22 1/3 innings, he's pitching to a 1.70 whip. And struck out 18, walking just 7. And against Corvallis in his last outing, allowed an unearned run on 3 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. So now Dale will face off against Scoro, Jew, and Guardino. 2, 3, and 4. Scoro is 0 for 3. Hasn't really joined in on the hit party so far for the Pickles. He's reached on an error, and that's sandwiched between a couple of swinging strikeouts. As Tackalo kicks, fires, and misses low, 1-0. Tackalo, 6'4", 190 pounds, from Lewis Clark State College. He's from Napa, Oregon. And is the 1-0. Is outside 2-0. It's been a while since Dale and Eli, his brother, have played on the same team. They haven't done it since Dale's senior season in high school. So it's been at least 2 years as he clips the outside corner, 2-1. Actually, when they were both on the team, they made it. I think they said they made it to the state championship game. I don't know if they won or not. They at least made it to the game when they were teammates. As the 2-1 is skied in the air over on the right side. Martin calls everybody off, goes over into foul ground over by the first base coach's box, and steps out of it to make the grab for the first out of the inning. So again, Dawson looking really nice over there at first base. You would never be able to tell that he hasn't made a start there this season. Here comes Matt Jew, and he's without a hit. A couple of walks and a strikeout, and no pitch called right there. As Tackalo winds, fires, curveball. There's a strike. Well, I guess he's happy about that no pitch, 0-1. There was an announcement right during the pitch, so the umpire turned around and just waved that one off. So 0-1 on the way, and the slider misses down and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases empty, 1 down. Portland 7, Black Bears nothing. In the top of the 7th inning as the 1-1 comes in and misses above the belt, 2-1. Getting a large crowd out here in Longview. Here to cheer on their Bears this summer as Jew fouls one right off the end of the bat and out of play. Actually, more over towards the restrooms over at the LCC campus. So the count stays, or rather goes, to 2-2. Tackalo looking for his first strikeout of the evening as the next one curves and just misses the inside part of the plate. Would have been more of a gift if he got that call, as that ball didn't break to the very last second, and that didn't look like where he was trying to put it anyway. Here's the 3-2, and Schwartz on the backhand in the grass. Fires across the diamond. Oh, what a throw, but Martin just can't hang on to it. So the first mistake he's made over at first base, that's going to go as an error by Dawson Martin, as Schwartz made a great play on that ball. And now 1 man on here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. Here's Ryan Guardino. And now a pinch hitter. It's going to be Daniel Hirose. So my mistake, Daniel Hiroshi hitting 172, sprays 1 foul on the right end, 0-1. Hiroshi is just 5 for 29 with a triple and 3 runs batted in for him. Also has just 1 run scored. Cowlitz looking for another double play ball now to get themselves out of this inning quickly. Still with 9 more offensive outs to work with. Jew being held on by Dawson Martin. Matt's actually been on 3 times today, twice by a walk and 1 by an error, as another one flared foul and into that screen, 0-2. A lot of Portland fans abound out here. Over on the right side, here in the grandstands, and some by the home plate club. I mean, it's not too far of a trip, only about 50 minutes or so without traffic, as the 0-2 is just off the plate, 1-2. Yeah, a bunch of day trips for them, as Black Bears didn't stay down with them. It was nice. We were able to just come on back home every evening and go on back down there. I'm sure they're doing the same thing. And the 1-2 is again splintered foul off the end of the bat and back behind the plate. So despite there only being 4 pitches, 3 foul balls to Hiroshi. Now Hiroshi 5'9", 155 pounds from Wolford. Is also where another pitcher on this staff is from Portland, as the curveball is served and just hooks foul. So we'll do it again. Yes, it's Ryan Guardino, so not a pitcher, my mistake. For some reason I thought Hakkinen was from there, but on our roster right here it says Hakkinen from Montana State Billings. He came a long way to come on over here. Jew with a nice size lead. There he goes. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Burley with the throw. Not in time. So Hiroshi's down on strikes. Jew, though, gets over to second with a swipe bag. Oh, and they're calling batter interference on the play. So Matt Jew is out. So no stolen base for him. As Jew called out on the offensive interference, and that'll end the inning. So no runs on no hits, 1 error, but nobody left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here, David Story. It's Portland leave it 7-0 on Cowlitz, but your Black Bears coming to bat looking to do some damage. You're tuned in to Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Okay. Here we are in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's Evan Tomlinson in on the mound, so that'll be it for Villalobos, who came on in and pitched really well. As Villalobos through 1 2/3 innings, no runs, stranded 3 base runners and all inherited runners, did not allow a walk or a hit, and struck 1 batter out. So that is it for him as we move on to the right-hander Tomlinson. As the Black Bears will send up Burley, Schwartz, Nishida. That's 8-9-1. Trying to turn things around in this game that, they're facing a very steep deficit. They actually beat Portland by the same score the last time Sandstrom pitched, and now the script has flipped here, David Story. So Tomlinson only making his 7th appearance, but most of his appearances have come in non-league play. It's 2-1 with a 2.70 ERA in 6 2/3 innings, 7 Ks, 4 walks, 5 hits, a whip of 2.40 though. His league ERA though is astronomical at 10.80 as he's given up 3 runs, or rather, no, he's given up even more than that. He's given up just 2 runs in 1 2/3. Both earned. He also gave up 3 unearned in a non-league game. Burley up now 0 for 1 with a flyout and a walk. Although Tomlinson, his last outing, as Burley hits one down the line, that's going to go for extra bases as it tumbles and bounces into the picnic table area. So Jacob Burley with his second extra base hit of the season. A nice little ground rule double down the right field line, and he's in there to get things cooking. So now the Black Bears, the first time leading off an inning with an extra base hit. Let's see if they can bring somebody around here with Matthew Schwartz to the plate. Schwartz is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. The Black Bears today 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Tomlinson, 6'4", 210 pounds from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. In his last outing against Walla Walla, when his scoreless inning, just walking one batter. So has been a little bit better lately. And he went a 12-day stretch without making an appearance for Portland as Schwartz takes a strike on the outside, 0-1. Burley eager to score. The Black Bears crowd also can match that sentiment. 0-1. And swing and a miss. Schwartz chases that upstairs cheddar. 0-2. 2 hours and 14 minutes in. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. 7-0. Pickles lead the Black Bears here in the South Division showdown. And the right-hander Tomlinson sets. Checks back on Burley. As the 0-2 comes in, and he freezes him. Strike 3. Schwartz caught looking on the outside corner for out number 1.
Back to the top of the order we go.
So here comes Riku Nishida.
Number 5, Riku Nishida.
Nishida having the best day at the plate for any Black Bears. 2 for 3 with a pair of base hits. Another one chips away at the deficit for the Black Bears. And Nishida, the right kind of hitter to be up in this spot. Big line drives, guys. The first pitch to him is hit, and there's a liner into left. They're going to stop Burley there as a strong throw comes in from Matt Jew. Yeah, he's very dangerous to run on, but Nishida now 3 for 4 today. And that puts runners on the corners with one down, and Brock Bozette to the plate. Bozette on a bit of a hot streak. He's 0 for 2 today, though. Line out, hit by a pitch, and a ground out. Had a home run in the last game, is on a mini hitting streak, a 3-game one. As Nishida, you'd imagine, would be off and running here. Tomlinson with a long delivery. First pitch to Bozette is down and away, 1-0. Yeah, Riku was able to get a massive secondary lead that time. And now Nishida about 13 feet off the first base bag. And there he goes for second. Bozette takes it low for a strike. Here's the throw, not nearly in time. And Nishida now with his 10th stolen base of the season. Oh, we've got a little non-baseball news coming at you. So I hope you weren't taping this game. Game 6 of the NBA Finals has ended in a Milwaukee Bucks victory, 105-98. So the Bucks take down the Suns and win their first NBA title in 50 years. So congrats to Milwaukee fans out there. The Suns certainly gave them a run for their money, and they certainly were a surprise team this year. The 1-1 down and away, 2-1. I have to be completely honest. As soon as my Nets got knocked out, I stopped watching the NBA Finals. Hey, but I'm a real Nets fan. I'm hearing some boos to the left. I grew up in New Jersey, 10 minutes away from the Continental Airlines Arena, so I wasn't bandwagoning. And plus, that allowed me to put more focus on the Cowlitz Black Bears. So I went from giving 110% to 150%. As Bozette takes one in now, 3-1. Two in scoring position with one down. A single by Bozette scores 2. And Tomlinson fires. Bozette hits one in the air over to right field. This one's carrying deep. Back towards the track, hooking towards the wall, and a foul ball. Oh, Bozette missed the pole. Although we're going to look over here. There's no video review, unfortunately. Let's see what we got up here.
Come on, folks, let's show him some love.
It's going to take a second to get to it. And it's tough to see from our vantage point, but unfortunate for Bozette. Let's see if he can do it again, though. 3-2 coming on his way. On deck is Jacob Stinson. He deals to Bozette and swings, hops one over to the third baseman, Mosby. The run will score. Here comes the throw way offline, and Bozette is going to scramble back over to first base. Now slipping is Tomlinson. But Bozette able to bring in a run here on that wild throw, and the Black Bears on the board at 7-1. Well, as I always say,
And here come the Black Bears starting to rally.
good things happen when you put the balls in play. So Bozette able to bring the run in. Now no RBI for him. But I'm sure he'll certainly take it, as now it looks like there's a meeting between Brian Grant and the entire infield. So with that, let's go around the West Coast League yet again. Top of the 7th, Yakima Valley lead Bend by a score of 4-2. So that's an outcome that the Black Bears hope will hold. On the flip side of things, the Black Bears hoping Port Angeles can catch up to Ridgefield, as the Raptors lead it by a score of 5-2 in the top of the 8th at Civic Field. And in the top of the 9th at Burlesky Stadium, Wenatchee lead the Sweets by a score of 3-1. As Jacob Stinson comes on up, Brian Grant leaves the field, and the deliberation disperses. Now Bozette no slouch over on the base path either. And Evan Tomlinson has showed a very slow delivery out there, so Brock might take that as a green light to go. He has 6 stolen bases and 8 tries.
One more time, now batting number 18, Jacob Stinson.
Lefty versus righty. Runners on the corners, 1 down. Black Bears have a run in. As Brock Bozette reached on an error, they throw over to first, not in time. That's dangerous, though. With Riku Nishida on third base, you can complete your throw, and he'll still try to come in and score. Another throw, and once again, not in time. They'll be warming up in the Portland pen, so this isn't to give anybody more time to get ready. They're going to stick with them. And the next one to Stinson, or rather the first one, I guess, is in at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Stinson from the University of Nevada, Reno, trying to make something happen here for his team. So now they're only down by 6, but would definitely like to score a nice big chunk here in the bottom of the 7th as they check on Bozette again. A nice tag, but not in time. Man, and Brock Bozette missed a 3-run home run by maybe about 6 inches out there and right. Would be a completely different scenario here. But still was able to bring in a run. As the 0-1 is laced but foul on the left side and is scorched out of play. 0-2 to the Black Bears left fielder. And coming up after the final out of this game, we'll have the Counts Black Bears post-game show brought to you by the Daily News. And that'll be both on KDO and YouTube and uploaded tomorrow on the Daily News' page. Another throw, and again not in time as Luna tried to pump fake over, but Bozette a little bit smarter than to fall for that. Let's see what they're looking for Stinson to do here. Bozette with a nice lead off the bag, about 10 feet off, being held on by Ivan. As Talmadson kicks, delivers the next one. Stinson crushes one into center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Nishida will score. Over to second is Brock Bozette. It's an RBI single for Jacob Stinson on his second hit of the ball game, and the Black Bears cut it down to a 7-2 deficit. And the Black Bears rally towel starting to go out. Actually, we got a fan in an orange cap over there really living her best life and dancing with the rally towel in there. Let's see if the Black Bears can add on a few more. Here's Case Ogata, 0 for 3 with a line out and a couple of strikeouts. And Tomlinson kicks, delivers. First one to Ogata is tapped over to third. And the throw over to second is time for one. Back over to first. It's a double play. 5-4-3. Ogata grounds out, but not before the Black Bears are able to score a pair of runs in the inning on 2 hits, or rather 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left aboard. We go to the top of the 8th. Portland now just up by 5, and the Black Bears looking to continue to hold them down with Dale Takalo. And we'll be back right after this on YouTube at 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KADO, Longview, Kelso. Top of the 8th inning, Leo Mosby, Jake Morrow, Ivan Luna against another inning from Dale Takalo. Dale came in, pitched really well in the 7th as he retired all 3 batters he's faced, including 1 strikeout. So Mosby, though, 1 for 3 with a homer, sandwiched between a couple of strikeouts today. The Black Bears were able to do some damage here. Their deficit is now just 5, and still with plenty of time to come back as Mosby swings and misses 0-1. And it was good to see the Black Bears finally break through in that inning. They had so many chances early on. They had the bases loaded and 1 out, a couple innings with 2 men on, and this time Bozette and Stinson able to make something happen off swings of the bat as this misses away, 1-1. Coming on up to the third baseman from the University of Santa Barbara. Next one, curve, beautiful pitch by Takalo. You love to see it, 1-2, as he really relies on that lateral moving breaking ball to sweep across and grab him some strikes against righties. It's a 1-2 as a pitch dart down and away, and we even it out now at 2-2. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error in the last inning for the Black Bears. Most successful frame that they've had offensively this game. 2-2. And hit foul out of play, so we'll do it all over again. Cowlitz Black Bears will continue their series against the Portland Pickles tomorrow in Game 2 of this 3-game set at 6:35 p.m. You can get your tickets at cloudsblackbears.com as your Bears this summer look to try to create some separation within their division as Takalo creates some separation between the baseball and Mosby's bat as he strikes out for the 3rd time in this ballgame. So 1 away, and now Jake Morrow coming up. And additionally, if you can't join us tomorrow at the ballpark, you can tune in right here on YouTube or on KEDO or KEDOAM.com. Coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. as Takalo's first pitch is upstairs to Morrow, who is 2 for 3 in the count 1-0. The big thing for Portland today is they've been so efficient with their men on base. Very rarely have they left somebody stranded. Only 3 have been left, as Takalo able to grab a strike there, 1-1. Portland are 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. And the 1-1. Breaking ball, pop up. And they can't see it in the lights. Martin looking for it, and now Nishida can't see it, and that's going to dunk into right for extra bases. So neither Martin, Nishida, nor Sweet could see that baseball, and a tough break for the Black Bears, as that's going to drop in as a pop-up double. A little tough with the lights on in the twilight sky. So now Cowlitz again having to deal with the runner on second or third base for this squad. So Takalo did get that weak contact and now crossed up with the signs to Burley, and he's going to go out and talk to him. So let's see if we have any finals here in the West Coast League. So we did have a game in the top of the 9th, and no, not quite there yet, but though 2 games now in the top of the 9th. Richfield lead 5-2 on Port Angeles at Civic Field. Wenatchee lead 5-1 at Walla Walla at Burlesque Stadium. And Yakima Valley lead 4-2 on Bend in the top of the 8th inning at Yakima County Stadium. Luna 1 for 1 with a pinch hit RBI base hit. First one to him. High and outside, 1-0. As the Black Bears are hoping that Dale can eat up these 3 final innings of the game. Already has 1 1/3 under his belt. Trying to keep this one nice and close. As 1-0. Breaking ball, that's a strike right on the outside, 1-1. As even when Dale doesn't have his fastball command in any given at-bat, he's always able to go back into his off-speed arsenal. Morrow, the catcher, at second base, being shadowed by Matthew Schwartz behind him to keep him close. As the 1-1 comes in and nails the outside corner. Great pitch by Takalo, who jumps ahead now 1-2. Despite the Black Bears' struggles today at times on the mound, they have struck out the Pickles 12 times. See if Dale can pick up his third. 1-2. And he'll have to wait at least one more as Luna twists one back. 1 ball and 2 strikes as ball boy going out by the LCC logo. Really it's just the LC logo. Stylized in the Minnesota Twins look with the interlocking letters. The C, though, very Cincinnati Reds. I guess that was just more the style of how they really did those letters. So 1-2, breaking ball. He got him. Strike 3. Dale Takalo catches Luna window shopping on the outside. 13 strikeouts for Black Bears pitching today. As the Cowlitz Black Bears in the second half have now struck out 55 opponents in 4 games. Ariano 0 for 1, a sac, bunt, hit by pitch, and a ground out today. Comes up with 2 down and a man on. First pitch is hit in the air to right, and that'll drop foul. Martin was really hustling over there. Toriano Sweet didn't have much of a chance over, playing, again, more towards the middle part of right field, and that was all the way down by the line. Cowlitz finally able to counter in the bottom of the 7th and now looking to at least hold serve here and put up a 0 on the scoreboard against Portland. Next one from Takalo. Down and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cowlitz will turn to Carson Angeroff tomorrow against a starter that is to be determined. As Angeroff coming off one of his better performances of the season. And Dale misses down and away, 2-0. Yeah, Angeroff, who had been a little bit on and off, was sensational against the league's best offense in his last time out there on the mound on July 10th, going 7 innings, surrendering just 1 run on 4 hits and striking out 5. So looking to keep that little streak of success going as Takalo misses down and outside, and nothing Burley can do to get in front of that one. As that had all kinds of spin and ended up against the backstop. So now Morrow moves over to third on the wild pitch in the 3-1 count. Another key at bat here for Portland. They can tack on and get one of their runs back with a base hit or a fly ball into the outfield. Even a ground ball to the left, or rather the right side gets it done as the 3-1 is hit in the air to right. This will score a run if Sweet can see the baseball, and it ends up going foul though. And again, these players just having a hard time seeing it with the lights in the twilight. And in fairness to the Black Bears and really anybody playing out there, Cowlitz are usually done playing by this time every day. Payoff. Swung on, grounded to short. Picked up by Schwartz. The run will score. He can't pick it up as he drops the baseball. And Morrow comes on in. So that'll be an error by Matthew Schwartz. And it is now an 8-2 Pickles lead. That could have been the final out of the inning, and now we'll give the Pickles another chance here to keep tacking on. Jablonski has a strikeout sandwich between a pair of singles today. First pitch to him, misses away, 1-0. Takalo up to 36 pitches, 22 for strikes. Got the ground ball he was looking for. Actually, my mistake on the last call. Run would not have come in. So we're 2 outs. Swing and a miss, though. From the Pickles shortstop, 1-1 now. Cowlitz will send up Mortensen, Martin, and Sweet. 5, 6, and 7. As now they have to overcome a 6-run deficit with 6 outs to go. This next one is punched back off the handle of the bat, and Takalo ahead now, 1-2. Runner on first is Ariano, who reached on the E6, brought in a run on the play. And there he goes. 1-2 is grounded high, but foul. And now talk about a play by a first base coach. On the back pedal, on his heels, the Portland first base coach able to catch it in his right hand. So some really superb defense by the coaching staffs of both these teams. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Trying to put him away. Runner goes again and misses high. Burley fires down. The throw, Schwartz with the tag, and he got him. Jacob Burley just milling his way off like business as usual. So Ariano gunned down and sent away for the final out of the inning. But Portland are able to bring another run in this inning. They score 1 on 1 hit, 1 error, and do not leave anybody on base. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Cowlitz trail by 6 and coming to bat right here on YouTube and KEDO. Well, the Portland Pickles came into the game averaging 6.2 runs per contest, and Well, I've exceeded that today, scoring more than 8 now in 2 of their last 3. They scored 13 against Corvallis in game 2 of their 3-game set. As the Black Bears will look to try to turn things around here. Mortensen, Martin, and Sweet coming up in an 8-2 ball game.
For the Black Bears, the center fielder number 27, Brock Mortensen.
Mortensen, a lefty against the right-hander, and takes one down and away, 1-0 as Tomlinson back out for another inning of work. Mortensen 0 for 2. He's walked, though. As now the 1-0 coming into him and is hit foul back way hard behind the plate. He was right on that. Probably would have hit that to the opposite field if he had just caught that a little bit more on the barrel, so he evens it now at 1-1. The big hit today came off the bat of Jacob Stinson, who's now 2 for 4. As Mortensen dribbles one up the middle on a high chop. With a lot of momentum, Jablonski runs over, picks it up, and fires to first to send him down for out number 1. So solid contact by Mortensen, but stayed in the infield, and now he's going back to the dugout as Dartson Martin comes on up. He is 0 for 2. Walk, fly out, and a strikeout.
Dustin Martin.
And Tomlinson fires. Ooh, inside, nearly hit him. But the Black Bears first base just being able to avoid that one, 1-0. Nobody on and 1 down, bottom of the 8th. 6-run lead for Portland. And Tomlinson delivers the 1-0, and Martin able to chop it into the Black Bear dugout. Did somebody grab it? Looks like somebody's arm stretched out to try to make the grab. I didn't see who it was, so leaving it out at 1-1. One pitch. Curveball down and outside. Good take by Dawson, 2-1. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 3 left by Portland. For Cal, it's 2 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors, and 8 left on base. So Black Bears played some really solid defense the last couple of games, and today just having a bit of a difficult time. Errors by Matthew Schwartz, Dawson Martin, and Jacob Burley, as Martin has worked the count now to 3-1. And the 3-1 is just on the outside corner for a strike. Nice job by Jake Morrow to frame that one well for Jordan Shepard, and the count now full, 3-2. Black Bears Baseball, sponsored by your local State Farm agents of Longview. Scott Fisher and Bob Beal have your back and are proud sponsors of Cal's Black Bears Baseball. As Martin hits one over to third. Mosby shuffles, fires sidearm to first, and retires him for out number 2. So a 6-3 and a 5-3 here. And some different numbers coming at you with Toriano Sweet coming into the plate. You can catch Bob Beal. Contact him at 360-425-5432. And Scott Fisher at 360-432-9500. Those are your State Farm agents right over here in Longview. So give them a ring for all of your insurance needs. Sweet is 0 for 3 in his return to the lineup, as the first one to him is a fastball strike going 1 on the inside. And Toriano has missed a lot of time. His last game starting at the plate, or as a hitter, came against Cascade Collegiate on July 2nd, where he went 1 for 4. He appeared as a pinch runner a couple times since then, but now his wrist feeling much better and able to swing it. He's behind 0-2 here now, though, with 2 down. Next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tomlinson is able to retire the side by striking out Sweet. Retiring the Black Bears in order 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Let's go to the final frame, top of the 9th. Pickles 8, Black Bears 2, and Del Taclo coming out for another inning of work right here on YouTube and KEDO. top of the ninth inning. Pickles 8, Black Bears 2 as 9-1-2 coming up against Dale Takalo, Jablonski, Clayton, and Scoro. And the Cowlitz Black Bears just trying to keep it within some sort of striking distance. 6 is, well, a steep hill to climb. There's no other way to put it, but it's still not impossible as Burley, Schwartz, and Nishida will be due up in the bottom of the ninth. This part of the order, though, for Portland has done pretty well today. Overall, between the three of them, they've gone 4 for 11. There we go. As Jablonski, 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a strikeout. He was up when Ariano got caught stealing, so it's kind of out there for a 5th time, sort of, but only 4th officially. First one to him is drilled, but foul. And ooh, even the slick fielding first base coach of Portland not getting his hand in front of that one. 0-1. Justin DeCrescio waits on deck as a pinch hitter as the strike is fired to Jablonski. Change up, 0-2. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 3 left for Portland. 2 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors, 8 left for the Black Bears. As the 0-2 checked his swing, but it's a ball. And Jablonski was able to hold back on it. So he'll live to fight another pitch. And now Portland with the righty warming up in their bullpen. Perhaps to nail down this game as a 1-2 is upstairs now, 2-2. And actually that could work in the Black Bears' favor depending on who it is, as they were having a tough time against Tomlinson in that last inning. And the 2-2 pitch, Takalo's curve, it's in there, strike 3. Dale Takalo with another strikeout today. He's now got 4 in 2 1/3, and there's 1 down in the top of the ninth. Well, the Black Bears pitching staff still doing their thing. As Justin DeCrescio going to step on up here. First one to him is a strike, 0-1. DeCrescio went 0 for 4 against the Black Bears in the last series. As the next one to him is upstairs, and actually I believe I made a mistake on the first one. It's 2-0. DeCrescio just 1 for 10 on the season in 6 games played, as ball not caught by Burley cleanly on the outside, so now the count 3-0. DeCrescio, though, has walked twice. Or rather, no, has knocked into, my mistake, and has walked 4 times. And the 3-0. There's a strike by Takalo right on the outside, 3-1. This is Takalo's game to finish for the Black Bears. There's no one thrown in their bullpen. 3-1, swing and a miss. And he battles all the way back into the count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's 1 down here, bases empty. Takalo has been spinning a fine relief appearance so far for Cowlitz. As he now delivers the payoff pitch, and it's off the end of the bat in the air on the right side. Martin takes a nice little horseshoe route to the ball, but it's going to land way out of play and out of the ballpark. So we'll do the 3-2 all over again. And Gabe Scoro staying in the game. He's on deck as another payoff comes in, and it's in the air to right field. Sweet stops dead in his tracks as he grabs it right on a line, and it's sending him down for out number 2. So 2 away, and potentially the final batter for the Pickles to come up today is Gabe Scoro, who's 0 for 4. He's reached on an error, struck out twice, and flied out. Over to Dawson Martin, the first baseman. Takalo's first one to him is aired out and foul, 0-1. Yeah, the only damage done against Takalo, just the 1 hit. Otherwise, it's been smooth sailing from the Lewis Clark State College right-hander. And the 0-1 comes in, and the slider bounces in front of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's now 53 pitches from Dale. And he's thrown 33 for strikes. 1-1. is ripped in the air to left. Racing over to it is Stinson and can't quite get a beat on it. That was a tough one to read. Hit hard on a line. That's the second hit tackle is allowed, as Portland now have 10 today. And Matt Jew stepping on up to the plate.
Now batting the left fielder, number 33, Matt Jew.
Jew is 0 for 2, but has reached 3 times as he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. He's walked a pair of times and got on base due to an error. And the other time up, he struck out. And the 0-1 on the way. Curveball and drops in too far inside. 1 ball, 1 strike with Scoro over at first base. He deals the next one, and it's dribbled foul. That was pretty low. So Tacklo was trying to get a swing and miss on the curveball, but pretty much gets the same thing, as it's a strike anyway. In the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Dale likes to keep it low, but maybe after that downstairs slider goes for an upstairs fastball. And the 1-2. Instead, misses down and outside with the fastball, 2-2. 2 hours and 50 minutes into this contest, certainly on the longer end for the Black Bears, but for what I've been seeing and hearing from the Portland Pickles, this is more of a quicker game for them. 2-2. Popped up on the right side. Martin going over towards the fence, and that'll go out of play. So we'll get ready to do that again, as we now have 2 finals in the West Coast League tonight. Wenatchee took care of business at Burlesky Stadium, taking down the Sweets by a score of 7-1. And the Ridgefield Raptors win by a score of 6-2 on the Port Angeles Lefties. 2-2. 1 hops the plate. Burley down on the block, and that'll keep Scoro at bay over at first. So now a full count coming up after Jew is behind 1-2. Payoff coming up. Martin no longer holding him on as the runner's going to go on the pitch. He deals. It's a chopper over to second. Nishida's got it over on the glove side. Quick throw to first and puts him down for the final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left to board. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Black Bears. Burley, Schwartz, Nishida coming to the plate. You won't want to miss it right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top of the 9th inning, or bottom of the 9th inning. Black Bears' last chance to come on back. It's Burley, Schwartz, Nishida. And all 3 of these guys have hits in today's contest, and trying to make something happen against Derek Dries, who's in to close this one out. The Butler University righty stands at 6'5", 215 pounds, as day is done for Evan Tomlinson, who threw 2 innings, allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits and 2 strikeouts. For Tomlinson, though, no walks and threw 74.1% of his pitches for strikes. Those 20 for 27. Burley, Schwartz, Nishida, a combined 5 for 9 today. So this has been the best section of their batting order. So Black Bears have scored, or rather, have collected 7 hits today, but only have 2 runs to show for it, and will need at least 6 to keep this one going. Dries this season in 8 games, 2 of them non-league. This is now his 9th appearance. Has a 3.86 ERA, an 0-1 record, a save, a 21 strikeout mark to 6 walks, 7 hits, a 1.77 whip in 9 in the third innings, though his league ERA is 4.90. In his last game, he pitched on the 15th against the Sweets in a 15-5 win, and he went 1 scoreless inning. Nothing fancy, just all outs in the field.
All right, folks, it's rally
And against the Black Bears,
here in the bottom of the ninth.
he went at 1 2/3 innings on July 8th, giving up an earned run on 1 hit and 1 walk. 3 strikeouts, though. So Dries, a very tall right-hander from Butler University. As he kicks a short leg kick, delivers the first one, a downhill fastball to Burley, 0-1. And Nishida, he likes to do it all for the Black Bears. He tells the ball boy for the other team, don't worry about it, I got it. I think he just likes to run. Part of it's got to be because maybe that's why he's so fast. He's just running all the time, running after foul balls, running over at balls at second base. It's the 0-1. Off the end of the bat, 0-2. So Kyle Sandstrom started this game, gave up 4 runs in 3. Mickey Thompson gave up 3 runs in 3. And Del Tacolo surrendered 1 unearned run in 3 innings. And the 0-2. Swung on and crushed, but way foul by Burley, who was out in front of that one. The count will stay 0-2. The Black Bears will continue this series tomorrow against the Pickles at home at David Story Field. You can get your tickets to the 6:35 contest at CowlitzBlackBears.com. Also tune in on YouTube, KEDO, and KEDOAM.com. Now Dries sets by the belt, looking for strike 3 against Burley. He fires the next one, and the breaking ball is high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So even though Portland have a massive lead, they have used 5 pitchers today, which is a lot considering the Black Bears only ended up using 3. So 1-2 is hit in the air by Burley to right center field. This looks like it might form a Bermuda Triangle, but Scoro able to race over and put the glove on it for out number 1. So 1 batter, 1 out. And Matthew Schwartz up. He's 1 for 3. Couple of Ks and a base hit.
Now batting shortstop number 4, Matthew Schwartz.
Schwartz trying to give the Black Bears a new pulse here in the bottom of the 9th. 1 down, nobody on. And Dries gets ready, delivers. Schwartz lines one into right field, hooking towards foul ground, hustling over his Scoro, and that's going to land, and scatter the Portland Pickles bullpen arms. As that one probably hit one of their chairs out there. Count now 0-1 after that long foul ball. And Nishida was hustling over to get Schwartz's bat, but that's definitely a foul ball that's a little too far for him to go get. 0-1. Curveball high, 1-1. Cam Clayton over there at second base is playing Schwartz hit the ball the other way. He's played over more towards his left side on the first base back. 1-1 is in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. It's going to take a while, and Rome wasn't built in a day, so if Schwartz can work a walk, it could get something going. That's a small spark that could eventually keep tumbling over into a fire, but we'll see what they can get done as the 2-1 is a strike on the outside corner. And now the count even at 2-2. Sun setting softly in the outfield, creating a watercolor-esque sky. We got shades of dark twilight mixing in and fading eventually into a peach color. As Schwartz laces one on the right side, foul, 2-2 will remain for him. Still plenty of fans here to catch the end of this contest. Cowlitz trail by 6, but you never know what can happen on any given night in the summer. Dries not happy with a few signs, now agrees with Jake Morrow. as the 2-2 curve is upstairs. Can't quite drop that in where he wants it to be. Of course, I imagine that's got to be tough when you're 6'5" to really get that curveball to drop in low. You might have a good arm slot, but maybe it has to be a little bit more when you're that tall. Now a payoff coming up to Schwartz. Struck out the last 2 times, a 3-2, and now 3 in a row. This time swinging. As Schwartz down on strikes, and the Black Bears down to their final out. Well, if anyone's had success at the plate today, it's been Riku Nishida. 3 for 4 with a trio of singles, as Riku has now brought his batting average up to .277. He's been a plate setter for him today. He's also scored a run, his 9th of the year. First one to the lefty is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 8 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 4 left for Portland. For Cal, it's 2 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors, 8 left. We remind you to stay tuned after the final out for the Cal Black Bears postgame show, brought to you by the Daily News, as Nishida takes one at the knees, and Cowlitz now down to their final strike. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, bases empty. Black Bears trail it by 6. And the next one is fouled away. Well, if anybody's going to spoil a bunch of pitches in a 2-strike count, it's going to be Riku Nishida. So regardless of what the outcome of this at-bat's going to be, we can expect Nishida to at least make Dries work for it. And the 0-2 is tapped to third, or rather to third. What am I saying? And the count stays 0-2. Even to this day, 24 years on this earth, and we're still mixing up our left and rights occasionally. Dries with the long look in. Jablonski playing Nishida to hit it the other way. So that's where 2 of his hits have gone today, the other one to right field. Another 0-2 is downstairs, ball 1. So Nishida, again, as we said, making him work. A 5-pitch at-bat here as we just passed the 3-hour mark. Now the 1-2 from Dries. He deals, and Nishida belts one, but it hooks foul. Oh, what a catch made by a young fan out there. Well, you know what? No surprise. He does have a Mike Trout jersey on, so channeling some of that Millville, New Jersey energy out there in left. And another 1-2 coming up to Riku. Trying to be the first base runner of the inning for the Black Bears, and will even keep the game alive as he sails one foul out of play. And again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nishida with a 7-pitch at-bat. Brock Bozette wakes on deck.
He's battling out there, folks. Give him some energy.
One, 2. And again, Nishida with the foul ball. 5 fouls in this at-bat. 3 in a row after taking the first pitch off the plate. Two more games against Portland left in this series, so 2 more chances for the Black Bears to pick up some wins. 1-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. Strike 3, and that's how this game will end. As the final game time for this one at 3 hours and 2 minutes, Riku Nishida strikes out, and the Black Bears lose this one by a score of 8-2 to Portland. Cowlitz dropped to 2-2 now in the second half. 12-16 in the West Coast League, and 18-1 overall as Portland advanced to 19-2 on the season and 4-3 in the second half. Don't forget to stay tuned for the final, or rather for the postgame show. We just saw the final out. Brought to you by the Daily News, as we'll have a chat with Jacob Stinson about today's game. Your winning pitcher today is Trace Hakkinen, and the loser for today is Kyle Sandstrom. Actually, I think they might give the win to Jared Villalobos, as Hakkinen got in some trouble. It's actually up to the scorekeeper's discretion today, as Giroux only went 4 innings, but We'll be back after these messages to wrap up today and get you set for tomorrow's contest at 6:35 p.m. Pacific time, right here on the Black Bears Radio Network, KDO, KDOAM.com, and on YouTube. Final score, though, Pickles 8 and Black Bears 2. We'll be back after these messages with the postgame show brought to you by the Daily News. All right, hello and welcome to the Counts Black Bears postgame show brought to you by the Daily News. To my left, I got Jacob Stinson, today's starting left fielder. And Jacob, 2 for 4 today with an RBI. This is your 8th multi-hit game for the Counts Black Bears. First off, were you aware of that? And second, what's your secret out there? You've been the most successful offensive player on this team so far.
Well, first off, I'd like to say I'm kind of disappointed that it's a loss the first time up here.
Well,
but
yeah.
But yeah, it was an all right game. I mean, I got that bunt hit, which was nice. I've been wanting to bunt all summer, but just hasn't had many opportunities to. And then just stick to a middle approach after a disappointing at bat, the one previous in my last at bat. So, I mean, I just try to stay consistent game to game, just a straight lines. Probably why I haven't been up here, because I'm not trying to be the player of the game every day. So, yeah, I mean, just stay consistent.
You've also had really big games on the road where we don't do these. I think you had a 4-hit game somewhere on the road, so it's a little tough. I don't have you guys come up here, but we'll get you for an On the Road with the Black Bears coming soon. So keep your eyes over on YouTube and On the Road with the Black Bears with Jacob Stinson. We do have some pretty long road trips coming up here.
Yes, we do.
So a tough game against Portland today. Obviously, you dropped this one by 6, but the bats start going there in the 7th. Did you guys start feeling a little bit more life there when Brock reached on that error and then you came up to bat?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, I would hope we did, but it still felt a little bit out of reach, and we just didn't have a whole lot of energy from the start today, which is kind of disappointing because we kind of need to win these games to have a shot at the playoffs, and that's the ultimate goal, obviously. So we got to flip it around tomorrow for sure. Yeah,
next two are also against Portland here, and you guys have never beat the Pickles in a series. This is now the 6th series you've played against them. I think now you are 9-16 overall against them all time. What needs to be different tomorrow to take game 2 and then move in with some good momentum to the rubber match?
I think we just got to punch them in the mouth in the first or second inning. I mean, we just got to jump out with some high energy. I mean, clearly we didn't get enough sleep over the rest day, so hopefully we come back tomorrow ready to go and ready to fire away.
I know you don't know as much about the pitching staff because, they keep them a little different, but Carson Angeroth was unbelievable last time against Ridgefield. Only the 1 run allowed against the best offense in the league. Do you think he can keep that going tomorrow against the Portland Pickles offense that they're good, but they're certainly no Ridgefield?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I hope I'm expecting him to pitch pretty well. I mean, I'm not trying to put pressure on him, but he was lights out last outing, so hopefully he can come out and do it again, keep us within reach if our bats are flat again. So
again, 8 multi-hit games. You have another one in your bones tomorrow, you think?
Of course, every day.
You did have a streak where you went 4 games in a row with that. And
really?
I remember your coach came to one of the games from University of Nevada, and I said, hey, by the way, your boy Stinson, he's on a pretty hot streak. So, yeah, you've been having a great season so far. And, again, I'm sorry you came up here in a loss, but like you said, you've just been, super consistent, Jacob Stinson. So we appreciate that. And, again, awesome work today.
Thank you.
For you.
Thanks for having me up here.
Of course. Another silver lining today, the Black Bears pitching staff struck out 14, so now at 56 strikeouts in the second half alone over 4 games. And they'll look to keep that going and get the bats rolling tomorrow against Portland at 6:35 p.m. on KADO, KADO AM, and the Black Bears YouTube page. That'll wrap things up here for the Cowles Black Bears post-game show brought to you by the Daily News. Big thank you to Justin Ford behind the camera, to Jacob Ackerman back over at KADO pushing all the buttons, to Jacob Stinson for joining me today after another spectacular game by him, and to you at home for tuned in. Whether you're listening, watching over the air, or online, wherever you might be doing, we really do appreciate it. My name is Zach Smolin. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow, and stay frosty. Have a good one.
We good?
Yep.